This is Snake. Can you hear me? Good. The mission is simple. Put your geek pants on and infiltrate Foxhound. If you need backup, contact Ken and Chris on their codec frequency. Ready? Snake out.
Hello.
Well, hello there.
Why, hello there. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good?
You know,
Good.
mostly because I don't work for the WWE. That's probably why I feel pretty good because, like I don't know what the hell's going on, right?
Yeah.
And what I do know sounds terrible. So I can only imagine working there would be a lot different. Would be a lot more like, what the fuck is going on?
It'd be even more miserable than it was before.
Yeah, the worst part is they had about like 5-6 months where everyone was saying like backstage morale is great. There's no toxicity, the toxicity of our city, none of that. It's just you go to work and there's none of this like you go to work and you have no idea if you're going to be on the show or not, or maybe Monday, like Tuesday, you were on the show, but then come the actual following Monday, they're like, we just rewrote everything 15 minutes before we aired, and you're not on the show. But thanks for hanging out and catering. That's cool. None of that, or even just all that gross shit that Vince McMahon was doing for years that looked like was finally going to catch up to him. And he was finally going to get nailed for it. Now, to be fair, the stuff that's already out, you can't put back in the box. So that's out.
That's out.
And apparently there's more. Yeah. Apparently there's more that's going to come out. But this whole attempt to I honestly think part of it is just him trying to make it so that we're talking about Vince and the sale, and we're not talking about Vince being a sexual predator, an alleged sexual predator.
Yeah, exactly.
And then of course we're so like, oh, who's he gonna sell to? Is it gonna be the Saudis or whatever else? And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that, I had a pretty good day.
Good. I had a good day too, man. Thank you for joining us for episode 162 of the Geek Fans Camcast live.
Yeah, another live fiasco.
Yeah, first of 2023.
Yeah.
Just like every other year in the 2020s, it's beginning with chaos.
Yeah, we can't go one year in this decade where, we've got another attempted insurrection, but this time in Brazil. And it was literally a reskin version of the U.S. attempt. They even had their own shaman in the Brazilian colors. I'm not making this shit up. If you look Brazilian shaman, you'll see him.
I gotta Google it right now.
Horns and everything.
The Brazilian shaman.
I wonder if you typed in the Brazil and they immediately auto-populated.
Let me see. The Brazil. No. Steakhouse. The Brazil Steakhouse is the first.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
the Brazil shaman. Look at this guy.
Yeah, looks a lot like the American version.
Yep.
It's
awesome.
It's the what is it? But we have our shaman at home version of that meme. So we've got that. We've got chaos in now that the Republican Party has finally got their speaker elected with all their provisions. And then we got this wrestling stuff. that's like just fucked. Like,
yeah.
Fucked. Like, honestly, in December, when the board unanimously voted not to bring him back, I was like, okay, all right. I mean, he tried, whatever. And then literally all of a sudden it's just like, oh, I'm back, but I'm just going to be here to sell. And now he's like back chairman of the board. He's, Steph's out. Nick Khan's the full CEO. And it's only a matter of time. I'm calling it now. It's only a matter of time before Triple H is either given his marching orders or he
resigns
because he can see that his good old John Laurinaitis is going to be brought back into the fold, and Bruce Pritchard will be brought back into the fold, although he was never, and Kevin Dunn, they were never like let go, but you never heard about them. Now they're going to be back to prominence. And I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it right now. Every pay-per-view is going to suck now because Vince is going to just have his fingers in it. And it'll be the same old thing. Oh, I'm not part of creative, but his fingers will be all over it. And there'll be massive cuts.
Is Rumble next?
Yeah, speaking of which, do you want to watch Rumble?
Of course.
Yeah. Might as well, right?
I got to see the ship go down. I got to witness it.
Like, it's what I mean. And this whole thing with the Saudis too, like, sure, there's going to be people that won't. Like, Sami Zayn will resign.
Yeah.
He will. Kevin Owens, he's another one that'll resign. Like, all the people that already don't go to the Saudi shows, they'll resign. I'm almost sure of it. And then the ones that won't resign, like, because, I mean, obviously some people are like, I love money. I don't care whose blood is on it.
Yeah.
Because that's I mean, if you really think about it, there's blood on pretty much every company, every country's form of money. There's blood on it. So I mean, but
some have more blood.
Yeah, and some are blatant about it. And like, I know that they're just trying to rewrite their own history by saying like, hey, come on, if the WWE is owned by us, we can't be that bad. And you look at what happened with the World Cup. Or no, not the World Cup. It was the live golf tour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was huge. A lot of people were like, "No, we don't want any part of this." And then of course the people that took the paychecks were like, "Come on, guys, like you shoulda bought in." And it's, I mean, look, even Kurt Angle has been on record. He's saying, "I love those Saudi shows. They paid me so much money. I'll do every Saudi show. I don't care. The money is so good." And you're like, okay, fine. Like, be upfront about it. Be honest. That's fine. Yep. But, do I think ultimately this will damage WWE? No. Even if they sell it to the Saudis and it goes private and Vince goes back to doing whatever he wants, I don't, like, in terms of perception, sure, it'll probably damage WWE a bit. But WWE fans are weird. Like the hardcores.
Oh, yeah.
The hardcores are weird. Like, they are the ones that'll sit there and be like, Vince did nothing wrong. And it's like, well, if he did nothing wrong, then why do you make people sign non-disclosure agreements? Also, you don't pay hush money with company money. Like, that's another one too. Like, you don't do that. And I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just that same thing that Trump's trying to do, where he's just doing whatever he can so that he doesn't go to jail for horrible, horrible crimes against people. Yeah. So whatever.
Like, do you think it would damage the women's division in any way if Saudi bought in?
See, that's a tough call. Like, because like there are some people online. Keep in mind that they're online, and they could, of course, be either bots, or they could be like pro Saudi bots, or they could be like pro Saudi period, for whatever reason. And they're saying, well, like, look at the companies that have already owned by the Saudis, and apparently the Saudis are very hands off. But at the same time, I mean, granted, women were able to wrestle
fully clothed.
Regardless, they were able to wrestle. They were. and they were able to be featured prominently, and that is something, you know. But it's one of those where I know the WWE's corporate stance is, well, you know, we're just trying to show them what it's like in America, and hopefully, you know, like they'll see what it's like and change on their own.
Yeah.
But the reality is they're just trying to make people think that they're changed, and they're really not. And in terms of the damage to the women's division, that's a time will tell. Like, it's the same as anything else. It's up in the air. I can tell you right now, like, there's probably a bunch of women that are in the same boat as like Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens. And I mean, I shouldn't immediately point to those guys as saying that they will not, that like they'll resign or they will just run out their contract or whatever the case may be. Only because, I mean, I'm willing to bet money I don't have that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will, though I don't know them personally.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some of the women will have stances like that too. That wouldn't surprise me. And I mean, WWE's in that state right now where they're making so much money that, like, who cares? I guess would be their mentality would be, who cares? You don't want to work for us? Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, I guess so. Eh?
You know, could this potentially be huge for Tony Khan? Obviously, but again, it puts him in the same situation that he's been in for the last like 2 years, where it's like, you don't have to hire everybody.
Yeah.
And if you're going to hire some of these people or all of these people, you're going to have to cut some of them. The ones that you have already, you're going to have to cut them out to make room for the new people to come in.
Yeah, if you're going to start flooding your roster like that, you got to figure something out.
Yeah, and not only that, like, I mean,
another show or something. I mean, there's got to be something. I mean,
yeah,
what they have now is not cutting it. There's people going without screen time for like months.
Right, exactly. So. And even if nothing happens, right? Even if this is just like a BS ploy to just keep Vince in power, and they don't actually sell, but they do put the company back to private.
Yeah.
You know, which is also a possibility. Even in that situation, Tony's still like, so even if there's like not a free for all for talent, right? Like, let's just say there isn't really anything changing so much, and some of these people are just going to let their contracts run out. Even if he doesn't pick up anybody, Tony, I think, still has to look at the roster, and not just the women, but the men too. Literally look at that roster and really start to think to himself, okay, hold on a second. You know, like, you've got a prime main event level talent in the form of Miro, you know, or Rusev when he was in WWE, you know, who gets over every fucking place he goes. And then all of a sudden they go, I don't know what to do with this guy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, wow, what the fuck? So sometimes you have to start looking at it. Maybe it's not so much the company, maybe it's the wrestler. And I hate to single out Miro, because I've been a fan of Miro for ever since he and Lana showed up on WWE's programming. Not on NXT, because I didn't have access to NXT when they were doing their initial run there.
Right.
But when they showed up on Raw, I was like, oh shit. It's a, you know, stereotypical gimmick, but they had her speaking for him, and it immediately reminded me of like fucking what's his face, Dolph Lundgren.
Oh yeah.
And Bridget Nielsen from Rocky 3.
Yep.
You know, and I was just like, oh, that's real fucking cool. And then, like, you know, they strapped the rocket on him for a bit, had him take some wins, and then of course they just kind of went, I don't know what to do with him, and split him up and shit like that. It's just like, fuck. And then he goes over. His initial run in AEW was nothing really. But when he became the Redeemer, God's chosen wrestler, oh man,
that's solid.
like right back again. You're just like, yeah, fucking right, fucking right. Oh, to clarify, basically, while this is probably going to be a wrestling centric talk for the most part, the idea behind this live cast is things that we want to see in the new year, things that we want to look forward to and hope things happen. It's ideally more of a positive one than this is opened, but that was the idea behind this.
We want to
this
start it
Camcast.
off as negative as possible and then just take her up from there.
I mean, one of my topics on this list is the DC movie universe. So, I mean, I don't really have a list per se, but that is one of my.
I'm just gonna wing it. You know,
I do like I literally my bumpers are like wrestling, movies, comics. So, but
a little dash of games in there, maybe.
Yeah. So, like overall, this next couple of weeks are going to be very, very interesting.
Well, it seems like it's happening really quick. I mean, like Steph gave her notice, and then like hours later, all these rumors are flying around about the sale.
We're gonna hear rumors quite a while. We're gonna hear quite from quite a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, like it was like legit sites that were covering it like it was true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, so even when you sent me that initial one, and my first response was, "Oh, we should probably just kind of." Like I actually know my first response was, "Oh, I fucking," Brian Alvarez from
like this guy could see the future.
Wrestling Observer Live. Well, but that's part of it, right? But I also, like I said, like I listened to Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Live, and I also listened to oh man, now I forgot his name. He's been in wrestling journalism for decades.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
It sounds like this is your favorite one.
Dave Meltzer.
Oh, Dave Meltzer. Okay. Yeah, I read about that guy all the time. Yeah, okay.
Oh, and, and of course they were floating out theories and stuff like that. Now, the Saudi one was one of the first theories that they came up. The turning the company private was one of the first theories that came up. And both of those theories, I was like, yeah, okay, like that's more than like if anything, the end result will be WWE becomes private again.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big one. That's the one where out of all of this, ultimately Vince wants total control of WWE again. He doesn't want to be in a position where he has to get voted out. Okay.
Yep.
Because for Vince, I guarantee you that kicked his ego in the balls hard. What do you mean they didn't want me anymore? What do you mean? Oh, I didn't do anything. I just paid money to shut them up for no reasons at all.
Yeah.
And made them sign non-disclosure agreements and use company money. I don't understand what the fucking problem is.
It's totally normal things to do.
I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I'm the most honest guy you've ever seen, even though I created WWE. By fucking over tradition big time and lying to people's faces all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so those are the that's the one when they suggested the private, that was the one where I was like, that's what he's pushing for big time. Now, obviously, selling it to the Saudis, because the idea is that not so much that they sell it to the Saudis and then they run it. No. It's sell it to the Saudis, but I have to be instituted as the head. So I, Vince McMahon, am the head of the company.
Yeah.
I run everything. And we're private. So I don't have to answer to anybody. Okay. Those are the two big ones. But ultimately, it's just private, and he has sole control over everything. So, yeah. So, I mean.
Yeah.
But getting back to the Nick Khan thing, because we'll dovetail back for the Saudi Arabia thing. The guy's got so much talent. And I applaud him for keeping that much talent. But, I mean, who's on ROH? Like, I know, like, Claudio Castagnoli is going to be ROH for sure.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, he's another one that's going to be ROH. Bryan Danielson could be ROH.
Yep.
That could be his final world title run. But you can't just have ROH, all the old ROH guys. But do the division. Do the division sooner rather than later, so that way you can establish these are ROH guys, wrestlers, women and men. So wrestlers, they can be there. So that's their squad. And then, of course, you've got your AEW squad.
Mm-hmm.
At least have that division, right?
Yep.
And keep them completely separate. So once you have the division, keep them completely separate. Don't SmackDown and Raw it where Roman can show up on both shows whenever he feels like it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're supposed to just go, okay, have them completely separate so that they're ROH. And the only time you ever see them on the same show is if there's some sort of invasion angle. But at the same time, you shouldn't be doing an invasion angle anytime soon.
No.
Because then
you justify both brands.
Exactly.
Make them stand out on their own and then collide.
Exactly. And even then, I would say if you're going to do that angle, don't do it for at least 5 years. Or at least unless it looks like ROH isn't going to be financially viable.
Yeah.
Then you do it.
Then you can wrap up ROH by doing it that way. But.
Right. But then again, I'd say the same thing, though. At that point, Tony should look at the rosters and go, these guys were over in ROH. These ones weren't. It seems like nothing we really can do will help these guys. So maybe we'll let them go and we'll give them one of these where it's like, you know what? It's not working. You keep doing what you're doing. Check back with us in a couple of years, and who knows? We might be calling you and saying, we love what you're doing. We absolutely love what you're doing. And I know what you're making. I'm willing to give you more money to come work for me again. Like Vince has done that with a bunch of guys. Like he did it with Cody. And look what Cody did.
Yeah, exactly.
He left and then he came back, and I guarantee you he's making a hell of a lot more than what he was making when he left.
Yeah, he's making more injured than he was.
Yeah.
Tight end. Oh.
Yeah. I think he knows what we're doing, kind of. So he's just like, he's really just bored. But
I know who's on the other end of that call.
Yeah. But yeah, he's got to cut people. It's not just women. He's got to go across the board and just start cutting people. So that way, he could make way for other people. Imagine 6 months to a year down the road, however long Mercedes Monet's contract with New Japan is.
It's such a horrible name.
I don't mind it so much.
Her actual name, that first part is great. The second part, it reminds me of that when Taya Valkyrie came over and was going by that Frenchy money sounding.
You know what though? Frankie Monet, okay. It was all right. I would have preferred Taya Valkyrie, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was weird that they said you can't have your name because we have a wrestler in the UK who's Valkyrie, who's not been in it as long as you, who doesn't have the name recognition as you. But we have trademarked her name, so you can't. I was like, that's a dumb.
Yeah.
But the name itself worked because she made the character work.
Yes.
She didn't go in there going like, I'm not really who you think I am, blah, blah, blah. She just came in. She was that character. She was Frankie Monet, and her wrestling style didn't change. She was still hard hitting. She was still built like the way she's built. Like they didn't say lose 40 fucking pounds and see us in like 6 months. No, they were like, you start wrestling, do it.
Yep.
And then of course Vince got his fingers in it, was like, that fat bitch, get her the fuck out.
I know. I was so excited to see her there, and then what a waste. What a waste.
Oh yeah. It's gross. But a lot of them, you're just like Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt were the two names where I was like, whoa, you got rid of those two?
Right? Two guys.
Well, now,
just world champions like within a year.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I understand with Bray, it was because he was like, I don't want to lose. And they were like, okay, you're going to lose. You're gonna lose to fucking Goldberg. We don't give a shit. And then after that, they were like, fuck him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get, because, like, you don't want anybody to think they can just sit there and go, I'm not going to do that, especially when they're not Roman Reigns. But Braun was Braun was probably more surprising than anything, just because, like, that's exactly what they want. They want the attraction guy that people stare at when they see him out in public. And that's exactly what it is. They also want a guy who's obviously really not going to go anywhere else. And this was proven by the fact that he literally created his own shitty bullshit wrestling company with the two other guys, Karrion Kross and EC3. And that was the other one too. EC3 was very surprising that he didn't at least try to go to TNA, or he did for like a month or something, and then was like, eh. And now he's in NWA with like Billy Corgan, which, okay, fine. Again, whatever. I'm not going to knock anybody for having a job elsewhere, but it's hard for me to now buy you as a main event when you were doing everything you could to be main event, and none of the companies were like, you're main event. You had to create your own, control your narrative wrestling that was god awful. Is terrible. I watched a couple, like 2, maybe 3 matches. Ugh. They had a match where during the match, the guy's theme music was playing the entire time.
What?
Exactly.
He just kept his music playing?
Yeah. Genius stuff. I know.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So for WWE, what I would like to see is Vince out completely. Like, just someone pony up enough money to buy him out of all of his fucking shares, and then that's it. And let him just fucking focus on obviously fighting the charges against him.
Yeah.
But really, just whatever. But I want Vince gone. I want Vince gone because everyone seemed to be so much happier when he was gone. And so he's the one. He's the one. I want him gone. That's it.
You're so angry about this. You're just going out of control right now.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just can't handle this.
Get out of here.
Ugh. But yeah, I'm so like flustered by the whole thing. I just want Vince out. I never realized how much better WWE would be without him, but those 5-6 months were like, whoa,
fantastic.
Granted, I would have said to Triple H, maybe don't bring back everybody.
Yeah, but you know what? He brought back a lot, and they all had airtime.
They all had airtime, but that meant that sacrificed airtime for other people.
True, but they all, what I liked is that everyone kind of had a story. Like, it felt like everyone there had a purpose.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that. Even just the little things, having a script that was written on Tuesday for the guys on Monday. And when they showed up on Monday, that was the script.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if there was changes, they were notified well enough in advance so that they knew what the changes were.
Exactly.
And even just something to further that, to know that, like, so this Monday, this happens. Next Monday, that happens. And bar anything unforeseen, next Monday, this what's happened. So you can actually go ahead and go, oh, okay, so this is my story. Okay. All right. And you're right. Like, it seemed like everybody that was on TV had some sort of a story. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, look at Dexter Lumis. He's hanging out in the back for no reason.
Yep. He was there for a reason.
Yeah. So that would be the big one for me. Get rid of Vince, but also cut some wrestlers, as much as I hate to say that. Cut some wrestlers.
Well, I heard Hit Row's on their last chance right now, right?
Oh, yeah, they should be. Oh, turn him heel and see what happens. But
see what happens.
And even then, it's just one of those, like, turn him heel just so you could say we tried everything we could with you guys.
Yeah.
if they're really serious about that investment, though, put him back on NXT.
Yeah.
Put him back on NXT because they should have never been brought up that soon anyway.
I agree.
They were not ready.
Some people just don't work on the big show.
Well, the main problem was is that when they were brought up, it was Swerve Strickland and Hit Row.
Right.
Swerve Strickland was their main event guy. That was the guy they were like, okay, cool, this is the guy. And then there was one other guy, not Top Dollar, but the other dude. He was another one that they were kind of watching. So it was one of those like Swerve for sure, but that guy, he's like kind of a diamond in the rough type of thing. And then with the other two, Top Dollar, and I can't remember her name, and I feel bad because I should know it. That's one of those like, if it works, it works. If not, we'll cut those two, you know?
Yeah.
But the three of them together without Swerve, they don't have a main event established wrestler who's been doing it a while now to anchor them. So they suck because they don't have the experience. They can't read a crowd. They can't really work a match either, unfortunately, which is easy for me to say because I've wrestled 0 matches.
I don't know, man. We had some hardcore matches back in the day.
Yeah, no, I know, but with absolutely 0 training and no understanding of psychology or anything like that.
Right. And I stand by that. If there was a crowd, they'd be loving it.
They'd probably want to see you hung because you were beating the shit out of this tiny kid, like this little child. They would have no concept that I was older than you at all or the same age, right? They would just be like, I don't understand what's happening. I just hate that guy. That big guy who's trying to power bomb this guy on concrete, he needs to get beaten. So you probably get batteries thrown at you if it was Mexico.
You had your revenge, though. You made me black out.
Yep, I did. That was hard enough, though. That was hard. Move. Like, it's not like it was an easy thing to do.
No, but you got it. You locked it.
I did. I
never tapped.
No, but well, your body tapped for you.
I never tapped. I went out like stone cold. Blacked out.
Right. His body gave out just like yours did. Your body couldn't handle all of this. And your brain knew it too. And that's why it said, okay, let's just shut down. This idiot is too arrogant to tap out. So let's just shut down. So that's how I'm saving face. Anyway.
Nice.
But yeah, so Top Dollar, actually, all 3 of them, honestly, I don't know if I would put them on NXT now. I think I would give them the see you later. Come back, check in on us in a few years and see what happens. Because, I mean, the indies are huge and they could either sink or swim. I mean, look at Enzo Amore. He still wrestles.
Yeah, that's true.
He still wrestles. He's still trying to get into AEW really hard, though.
Well, good for him.
It's never going to happen.
Never stop trying.
I know, I agree. Never stop trying, but it's never going to happen.
Yourself.
It's never going to happen.
No, it won't.
They hired his partner, but they won't hire him. But have you seen the shape that he's in now? Not Enzo, but Morrissey?
No.
Oh, he is in phenomenal shape. Like, he's definitely, like, he took that shit and he said, okay, you know what? I'm going to fucking get better. And so far, I've been pretty impressed with him. Not that I ever had an issue with him per se. It was just they were both super green. They just got over because the mic work was incredible.
Yep.
But I'd cut quite a bit of people, male and female.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
You know, I would also. You know what, like, first and foremost, for the women, I'd put Natty in a trainer role backstage.
Yeah.
I would have her retire, like have a retirement match. I don't know if maybe necessarily a retirement match, but I would just take her off TV and put her in a training role because while I don't think she has lots to offer TV-wise, but she has a ton to offer backstage because for how long she's wrestled in WWE, just that alone. And then the fact that she's wrestled pretty much everywhere, wrestled pretty much every single person. Like she's kind of like that gatekeeper where it's like, you got to wrestle Natty. Otherwise you can't go to the main event.
Yeah.
You know,
it's crazy to think how long she's been there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gotta be what, close to 10 years?
I think it's more than that.
Is it more than 10 now?
I believe so. I think she's kind of like, I want to say she's closer to 15.
You're probably right. Probably closer to 15, eh? Let's see. She's 40. God damn. I hope I look that good when I'm 40. Oh, wait.
Well, you do. And you also have the benefit of no plastic surgery.
That's true. I do have that. My breasts are natural.
Not to knock her for doing that, just to clarify. I'm just establishing. Well, I mean, like you would you do the same thing? Just cut a bunch of people?
I would.
Yeah. I would too. Like
you brought a bunch back. Some of them aren't working. A lot of them are working, but not even the people that came back. There's still a lot there that aren't working.
Yeah, well, like what's his face? Karrion Kross?
Yep.
Karrion Kross, actually, I've been hearing rumors that he's kind of on the fence with him too. Like, yes.
Karrion Kross is
Hit Row is being on their like last strikes. That's 100%. Like that should be the case. They should. Yep. It's either the heel turn takes and they work better as heels, and their heel work is good enough that you could justify putting them in the ring with the more established stars so that they get better.
Yeah.
Right. Because like, if you have them wrestling Elias and his tag team partner of the week every week, they're not going to get any better.
No.
You know? But yeah, cut a bunch for sure. And also just kind of free up some space for the people that you do have so that we can see like Nikki Cross with her new crazy gimmick, her old but new crazy gimmick, and see what they do with her. Or even put us in a position where we could justify having a like a mid-tier women's title, because you and I have been talking that for a while, but like a women's IC or a women's North Atlantic title, like whatever you want to call it.
Yet. I mean,
you know, like, and if you know you're not going to put 2 tag belts on, like one on each show, then make the belt seem important. Make it so that the tag titles, the tag champs, are on every show.
Yeah.
And then they alternate. Hey, bud. Hey. Come here. Yeah, I know.
Titan agrees with all the points you're making.
Okay, go. Okay. So anyways, I was saying, so like, you know, just cut people like crazy. I would say create a new belt. Mid-tier belt. Put the tag champs on both shows. 1 month they're feuding with the Raw tag team. The next month, if they win, they're feuding with the SmackDown tag team, and then vice versa. You know, and it doesn't matter what show they're on until they lose. Once they lose, then they go back to their respective show.
Yeah,
that's but feature it prominently. Like the Usos. Say what you will about the Bloodline, but the Usos are on every fucking show.
Oh yeah, they're going nonstop.
And even if they're not wrestling as a tag on every fucking show, they're on every fucking show, and they're telling you, hey, these guys are the top 10s across the board. They're holding both belts. They're amazing. If you could beat them, you're amazing. You know, and I mean that just kind of gives you an idea. Now, granted, obviously they're also tied to Roman Reigns, and the Bloodline story is still an incredible storyline. Like just when I'm done with Roman as champion. That's it. Like I've been done for months, but I'm still loving the storyline.
I love the story. I just hope Vince doesn't fuck it up, because
he will.
We are coming up now to the point where like it was about to hit the climax, and now here's Vince.
Well, see, that's one of the things. So like obviously Rumble will give us a better idea of the main event, the Mania situation. Because if Rock doesn't show up for Rumble, Rock's not at WrestleMania.
Rock might show up for Rumble because people aren't happy with him in the movie field right now.
Well, from the sounds of it, he brought it on himself.
I mean, he did in a lot of ways.
If he fudged numbers, and then he brought it on himself.
Yeah.
If he released information to the public that he shouldn't have, and he brought it on himself.
Hey, he's the people's champion. That's what it's about.
I mean, we'll get to.
We don't even know. We don't even know if he made those numbers up himself. It could be one of his producing partners that told him.
Right. Exactly.
So it's hard.
But it's just a weird
situation. The whole situation's weird.
Yeah, because okay, look, I fully agree that Black Adam should have made more money.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not fooling myself. I never once thought this was going to be $1 billion movie, and anyone who thought it was going to be $1 billion movie, even with Dwayne Johnson in the title role, was smoking something, because I'm a diehard comic book fan. I know exactly who Black Adam is. Mm-hmm. I'm very familiar with the character. I'm not a diehard though. Okay. Yeah. So I couldn't even tell you his first appearance, things like that. Okay. I know enough about the character to know that that movie was better than it should have been.
Yeah.
For one, but it also wasn't a perfect movie by any stretch. But again, you look at Black Panther, not a perfect movie either.
Nope.
Was better. The difference was that, the time, the length of the movie, the subject matter doesn't lend itself for repeat views.
The major difference is DC's name is tainted. And if they think re-kicking the thing with a 10-year plan is going to fix stuff, it's not.
Well, that's the funny part, though. Originally, it's tainted, and then they brought in Gunn, and for 4 or 5 days, everyone was like, okay.
Because everyone was like, yeah,
Cavill's back.
Gal's still there. Gunn's going to run the show, and then
all these people are still there.
Yeah.
They brought back, Superman. Henry Cavill, and Gunn has earned a lot of cred for, specifically Guardians and Peacemaker.
Yep.
Yes, the Suicide Squad was part of it, but really, more people are saying Peacemaker is better than the Suicide Squad than the opposite.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Well, so do I. And I also like that you didn't even have to watch the Suicide Squad, watch Peacemaker.
No.
It helps.
The best part.
It helps, but
you
didn't need to.
Does. Yeah.
So getting back to wrestling, what I hope for, honestly, Vince is out. Both, all the rosters get thinned. AEW gets thinned. New Japan gets thinned. Actually, not New Japan. They know what they're doing with their young boys, the young crew. Mm-hmm. They really know how to groom them and build them up. And they even tell them, now you're going to leave. You're going to go off and wrestle for a year elsewhere.
Yep.
Then come back and we'll see how good you are. And then go from there. But cut a chunk of each roster, AEW, WWE, and then just build the shows back up. And more importantly, get rid of Vince and all of Vince's cronies, every single one of them.
Yeah.
Clean house on all of them.
Yeah.
And if they ultimately get bought out by the Saudis and they go private, then this WrestleMania might be the last one that I do.
Yeah.
Although it might be the last one I do, period. I don't know.
Might be the last one in North America.
Well, I don't think they would change the model too much. I honestly, I don't think the capital, the headquarters would be in Saudi Arabia. I don't, unless the shit goes really south for Vince legally.
Whatever the plan. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's going to depend on what they work out, I guess. But I mean, 100%, I can see WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, of course.
In fact, that'll be the woman's title, the Saudi Arabian title.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love women so much, we're going to name our new title in their division.
Ugh, just gross. In terms of like the actual storyline aspect of wrestling, Roman's got the belts at WrestleMania.
Oh, this is it. Right. If Roman's not in his final few months right now as at least one champion, like if he keeps one title, okay, whatever, we'll work with it. But one of those titles has to get off his fucking ways.
That's right, 100%.
And the same with
and hopefully it's Sami Zayn.
Man, I was all for Cody, and that I can't. If Sami won, imagine if Sami wins the Rumble.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for. I'm kind of hoping that so they do the Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns match, right? Because that's going to be before Rumble.
Yep.
And they officially fuck over Sami Zayn, like, you know, because they're teasing it hard now.
Oh yeah.
Teasing it hard now, but like officially at Rumble, they fucking boom. That's it. It's over. You're out. Go fuck yourself. And then he wins the Rumble. The whole place would explode. Sami, they're potentially in that same position they were with Daniel Bryan, where that WrestleMania, they fucking cheeseballed him early.
Yep.
And then didn't even bring him into the Rumble, and they were yes, chance, we want Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan. And they were so pissed they booed Rey Mysterio. Okay? I've never ever heard Rey Mysterio booed. Not once. Okay? Even when he was part of the Filthy Animals, and that was the WCW's Degeneration X faction.
Yep.
And they were supposed to be heels, but they weren't really, kind of, whatever. He wasn't booed. They were booed. He wasn't. He came in by himself. They cheered him. Came in with them. They were like, sorry, Ray. You guys suck. Boo. But they booed him so bad. You could actually see Ray kind of being like, what the fuck?
I can't stop thinking about this bloodline story. I honestly think the Usos are going to stand with Sami.
The current storyline is it's going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag titles at WrestleMania, which will still be good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, but and I mean, even still, and now I'm hearing that the 2-night thing where they're talking about The Rock and then Cody Rhodes. Well, now there's talk. It's like, well, why would you bring in The Rock in for night 1 to have him lose, and then have Cody beat Reigns the next night? And it's like, well, that's the story. He lost Roman, or he lost to The Rock. And I mean, you could sit there and say, regardless of the fact that Rock hasn't wrestled since the last time he wrestled, which is a couple years now, and he's older.
Yeah, what, 2016 was?
I think so. So it's 6 years. Plus, he's like 50 now.
He's 50, yep.
He's trucking around so much extra muscle, extra weight. Just in general, extra weight.
Yeah.
So it's like, personally, Roman should beat The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Even on his super light schedule.
Yeah.
Where he wrestles once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Even in that, Roman should beat him. And then, like, your idea with Rock coming back to screw him over so that Rhodes beats Roman, but it's still not a clean victory, that's fine too. Because my argument for why Roman should beat Rock could be applied to why he should beat Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes has been out longer than he's been in.
Yeah. It would make no sense to have Cody or someone beat Roman, and on night 2, Roman beats Rock. That doesn't make sense.
No,
you have Roman win, and then you have Roman fall.
Yeah, and also like, and anyone that's saying like you have The Rock beat Roman, well, why?
Yeah.
Like, do you really think that Rock's gonna be showing up every, like, not on every TV show? He'll show up on the next night on Raw for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But then you won't see him again until maybe the next pay-per-view, maybe. So why would you put the belt on him?
Well, exactly. Right? If Roman wasn't champion, it'd be different.
If Roman wasn't champion, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Then it'd be the perfect match, because then it would be like, it's because it's only going to be so good. Like, let's not mince any words here. It's not like The Rock and Roman is going to be this stellar match.
No,
okay?
They each have 3 moves. So,
but also it's I mean, it's like The Rock and John Cena. Would it have been a better match had The Rock been wrestling as long as he had been? Yeah, it would have been a much better match. But I mean, they also had The Miz as the ref.
Yeah.
So like, there'll be some smoke and mirrors. They'll do their best to I mean, I'm not trying to suggest you expose The Rock and make him look like a goof. No. And I'm also not suggesting that Reigns can't carry The Rock to a good match. 100% he can. I'm just saying the match would be better if they both were at the same level.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, absolutely.
Like, if it's Kevin Owens versus Austin, that'll be a great match, because that was awesome.
Holy fuck, man.
But
Austin.
That was a smoke and mirrors match, though.
That was a smoke and mirrors match. Absolutely. Like, ring rust wise, he showed very little, but smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, which, I mean, okay, fine, great. And then, of course, then you have your meat and potatoes match between Roman and Rhodes. So now you give him the victory night 1, have him lose night 2, and it'll be great, but it's not the story. The story is Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see Sami Zayn win the titles. He doesn't even have to hold them that long.
Yep.
Like 2 months, if that. Fuck, he might even just be like, take them off me as quickly as possible, because I don't care. But this is awesome. Like, you get that visual.
Yep.
Give him a decent run with one of the belts at the very least. But
have a big celebration in the ring with Owens, just like Guerrero and Benoit back in the day.
Man. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean,
who else? Okay, so we'll wrap up WWE stuff with this. So my predictions, this is my hope, is Sami Zayn as the world champ. And then immediately forfeits one of the titles. So that's tournament style. Okay.
Yeah.
On the women's side, I actually am starting to think that it's going to be Rhea Ripley is going to win the Rumble and challenge Charlotte. And I hope that she beats Charlotte at WrestleMania. Clean. I don't care if she's a heel. Clean. And then tells everybody that she's the actual leader of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of the other one, who's the champ again? Oh, it's still Bianca Belair. That's right. Still Bianca Belair.
Got it.
Well, first of all, we need to have a storyline with her. We don't really have much. I mean, her feud with Alexa, we'll see how that plays out.
That's not going to carry to WrestleMania, though. Yeah.
It depends. It depends, because Wyatt family version of Alexa was over for a lot of people. A lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
Not as many people, but it was over. People liked it. People dug it. They enjoyed it. And they're teasing that she's going to go back to that. So we'll see. It does feel like this is just a placeholder feud for someone else.
That's what I think.
But the question now becomes who?
Well, there's no way that,
because you can't say Bayley. Bayley is, as my opinion, is done now. Like, unless they ramp her up real quick, because they could, but I don't see it. I was kind of thinking that they were going to do Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus for WrestleMania. I thought for sure that was a lock. I still want to see that one.
Oh yeah,
but I guess if you're not going to do that, then you do. But I also don't want to see Becky and Belair again.
Yeah. I don't want to see Becky and Belair. That's why I was thinking if they could get the title off of Belair, then have Belair and Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Which also could work.
And then have Rhea and Becky go at it.
And then have like Becky win the title off Belair.
Well, I guess who would beat? I mean, I guess Rhea Ripley would probably beat Bianca, right, before WrestleMania.
Unless they do the actual Alexa Bliss takes the belt, and then Becky Lynch takes the belt off her
and drops it right away.
No, and then drops it to Rhea. Rhea's got to win the title at WrestleMania. I don't care who's in the opposite corner. I don't care if it's babyface Becky Lynch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You need to get beat by Rhea, and we got to start pushing Rhea as the centerpiece of this division.
Yeah, I mean Charlotte and Becky are only going to be around so long. You got to start pushing the others now.
Especially because Becky's getting into that attraction stage.
Right, she's going to start doing movies and stuff. She already is.
And Charlotte is getting to be into that attraction stage of her career, where she doesn't need to be on every show. She also shouldn't have the title for long periods of time. Although I was fine with her winning that title so quickly. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, Charlotte comes back and wins a title," but I was like, the story was perfect. Ronda's arrogance got the better of her.
Yep.
And I immediately, as soon as she challenged and accepted, I was like, okay, put the belt on Charlotte.
And sure enough,
Yeah, exactly. Women's tag, obviously, Ronda and Baszler takes the titles.
They're going for it.
Yeah. Theory retains his title. I'm not sure who he's going to wrestle, but he retains his title.
Yeah, who would he wrestle?
I don't know. It's a tough call. I don't want to see him wrestle Bobby Lashley or Rollins because he's done them enough.
No, it's going to be Lashley and Lesnar again at WrestleMania.
Which I think Lashley takes it, but they'll probably give it to Lesnar, but I'd like to see Lashley take it.
Yeah, that'll be at WrestleMania for sure.
Yeah. If for whatever reason Rhodes doesn't wrestle Reigns at for the title or at all, Rollins. Yep. Yeah. If it's not Sami Zayn in the main event, then of course he and Kevin Owens take the tag titles.
Yeah.
And vacate one of them.
But wait a minute, Vince is back now. So who's going to take Reigns is going to lose to Omos.
Well, now that you said that out loud. My prediction for the Brock Lesnar Lashley match though is that Lashley wins because the Hurt Locker reunites.
Yep.
And even though they're baby faces, they all beat the shit out of Lesnar.
Isn't Shelton Benjamin on the Hurt Locker?
Yep.
And Brock fucked him over in the Rumble last year?
Yep. Yeah. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else. We got to figure out something for Drew McIntyre. Oh, wait. I think it was supposed to be Drew and Gunther, which I'd be all over. But I almost kind of want to see a triple threat: Drew, Gunther, and Sheamus.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, that'd be gross. Everyone's chests would be really beat red. Just
welts everywhere.
Just this, and especially for like Gunther and Sheamus.
Yeah.
Just.
I mean, there's 2 nights, so there's going to be a fuck lot of matches.
Mm-hmm. I mean, still, obviously, we're still kind of in the feeling out stage, so we don't quite know. But overall, I just want everyone at WWE to be happy. I want Vince to get what's coming to him. I'm not mincing any words. I'm not mincing any words at all. Because you don't pay out hush money and make people sign non-disclosure agreements if you did nothing wrong.
No.
And even if half of what they say is true, that's disgusting. It's disgusting. So ultimately, everyone in WWE and AEW and New Japan and all the wrestlers, I want them to be happy. I want Vince to get what's coming to him. And that's it for wrestling for me. What about you?
Oh, you wrapped it up.
Cool. I think we'll switch gears. Instead of jumping into movies, I think we should just talk about comic books real quick, because I feel like
I gotta show you my new shirt. Okay, ready for this?
Okay, yep.
Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
You
all ready for this?
All right, here we go.
Oh man, Dylan, you son of a bitch! That's awesome,
Dylan.
It actually says the lines too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oof.
I put that on. Adrian's like, "That is an ugly shirt." I was like, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think it's ugly at all. I think it's fucking awesome.
You don't understand.
I love that it's actually saying the lines.
Yeah.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. So comics.
Well, it's
look at my Golden Globe.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Hey.
Yeah.
He's just been sitting beside me, just chilling.
Oh, I forgot to say that video you did. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the way you were pitching it to me on the night of New Year's, but like we were drinking and stuff. So I was like,
honestly,
how did it go? I think
it's not what I pictured. Like the way you did the Invincible cut was perfect. That was like, that's exactly what I wanted to see. You getting there was different, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, but you got there with your own way. You know, like
how were you originally thinking it?
Honestly, it's the more I think about it, I think I was more pitching it to be almost exactly like the way I did the Batman one.
Yeah.
Just Invincible centric, right?
Yeah.
But I'm glad you did it the way you did it, like it, because it's yours, like it's your video.
Yeah.
You took my idea and you made it better. That's kind of where I'm coming from.
You did your intro to your Batman doing the whole Kevin Conroy thing. So I was like, well, I might as well do the whole thing off the comic book cover of Invincible.
Which I didn't realize that's what you did. So that's awesome. But that's what I mean. Like, it's not what I pictured, but you made it your own and you made it better. So
thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, it was almost New Year's. I was like, fuck, I gotta do that video still. I gotta get that video up. Yeah.
So for comics, I'm going to continue with what I'm doing now, and I'm still going to read the books that I'm reading.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking forward to Nightwing every month. I'm very intrigued about this Titans that Taylor's going to be writing. I don't know who the artist is yet, but I'm very intrigued by that. I'm still loving World's Finest with Mark Waid and Dan Mora.
Fucking Dan Mora, man. Oh, God.
Lazarus Planet.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Lazarus Alpha was a good way to start it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm anxious to see how they continue with that. It's mostly all DC. Radiant Black. I want to continue with Radiant Black's entire line and just be up to date on everything, because I can't get over how awesome that world is, and I really should be in that world more.
It's well, I mean, we're gonna be at like 5 or 6 books within the next month or two here.
Yeah, but
no one looks awesome though. No one looks fucking good. It looks like Radiant Black's Batman.
All look awesome. They all look, but yeah, you're right. Like so I'm gonna continue with that. I'm gonna continue getting through Cerberus. But I'll admit, like, it's a tough one because you got to be into the mood to read a lot of text.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I've got to go back like an issue or two to refresh because I'm so in between, like behind.
Right.
I don't know that I'm going to finish it.
That's a big chore. How far are you now, roughly?
I think I'm almost 50 issues deep.
Well, I mean, it's not bad.
The problem I'm having, though, is that it's boring. like, I don't know how else to say it, really. Like, I don't want to be rude.
Well,
or
that's
anything.
not good if you got 250 more issues to go.
But yeah, like at first it started off as like a barbarian, like Conan the Barbarian ripoff, like a parody, right?
Yeah.
And it was good. It was kind of interesting. And then now that it's like into this whole, like he's becoming a prime minister of this region, right? And that's his whole goal. And now it's like it's more political, and he's got to scratch this back and pay this person off, kill that person, or whatever. Now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get to a point where I get to see those awesome LGBTQ covers that that you showed me.
I couldn't believe that. I was like, is that a fucking actual cover? And sure enough, it's a one shot he released 2 years ago.
Yeah, but you also have to understand that he's been self-published the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Like, so
yeah. So
he doesn't have standards and practices. He doesn't have, and if he had anyone saying like, yeah, I don't know if you should do that, he'd be like, why are you still working for me?
Yeah.
But I think towards the end, it was just him doing pretty much everything except for the printing.
I don't know how he financially afforded any of that.
He got lucky and ended up like he was selling it in stores, but then he was also selling it direct to the people. So, and he was selling like these big, huge collected like books, right? Like they call them telephone books. So he was selling those, and they were just making bank off that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I mean, obviously,
Ninja Turtles is different. They got a cartoon series came, it blew up. Cerebus never had that at all, and it lasted 300 issues.
And it was on the cusp though, because I remember like when we would see like advertisements for it, so it was close. But I think it was just Dave Sim. I think.
Yeah, I mean, like Wizard pushed it a lot too back in the day, right?
Yeah, and like this was like long before he was becoming a problematic person. But I think it was just Dave Sim were the people that wanted to do business with him. I think after a couple of meetings were probably just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. But the other part too is that it's not necessarily not for kids, but it's not for kids.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like what 14-year-old kid is going to read political intrigue with an aardvark and go, oh yeah, when you've got like, well, fuck it, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, or Wonder Woman. I'll throw them all in there. Like you've got all these heavy hitters, right?
Yeah.
Like this is like your indie book, like your what was DC's line?
Vertigo?
Yeah. So this was like Vertigo before Vertigo.
Oh yeah.
And like especially Cerberus. Cerberus is one of those ones where it's almost like you had to know a guy who knew a guy who read Cerberus to tell that guy to tell you that it was actually good or it wasn't good.
Cerberus kind of fell under the same, like if you liked Neil Gaiman and Alan Moore, you're gonna like Cerberus. Wordy stuff.
No, because they're much better.
They're better.
They're infinitely better than him.
Yeah. No, but
I guess.
It's
I
a
see what you're
style,
saying.
right? It's a style like Bendis.
No, I see what you're saying.
Bendis is indie stuff. That is wordy shit. Like
no, yeah.
3 pages
you're right.
Dialogue, like.
No, you're right. You're right. No, that is actually. I think Bendis is a better way to look at it. Like if you like Bendis's indie work, you're more likely to get into this.
It's not for everybody, obviously.
No,
and like you said, when you got Batman, like kids, a lot of kids don't want to read. They want to see splashy action pages with a word bubble here and there.
Yeah.
At least you got your money's worth with those Cerebus and all those books.
Yeah, I'm really glad I didn't spend a cent on them.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm gonna Daredevil and Punisher. I'm gonna continue reading those up until till whenever those runs are done. Like honestly, the DC stuff I'm super excited for. The Superman line, I'm all in, even though everyone's got jackets except for Superman.
Yeah. Weird.
It is weird. Like Supergirl with a jacket, that's unnecessary. Power Girl gets a jacket but still has the boob window.
I mean, that's her trademark. You got to have the boob window.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. But
you don't have to at all. But whatever. Okay,
funny.
fine.
That's funny.
But like aside from the but even just John getting the blue Superman electric powers is going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm,
and just the Superman books in general have been largely good. Like Philip or whatever Kennedy, I think his name is, or whatever. The guy that's currently writing Action Comics, he's staying on. Taylor is staying on. You know, as far as I know, the teams are staying on just differently. Like Adventures is still going to be Adventures with that crew. And then Action Comics, sorry. And then it's Avengers with Superman, and that's the John miniseries with Taylor.
Right.
But even like I'd probably check out Supergirl for sure, and Superboy. I'll probably check that out too. I guess if there's something I'm hopeful for, I'm hopeful that Tim Drake will get a better writer on his book, and also go back to either being called Red Robin or get a whole new identity, because this whole I'm Robin when Damian is not in town BS is stupid, especially when, the book that they were selling with Damian in it was called Robin, even when he was telling everybody he's not Robin, but he still had the R on his chest. And even though the costume was the least Robin looking colors ever, he still had Tim Drake's trademark black and yellow cape.
Mm-hmm.
So just fuck it. Damian's Robin. Tim Drake is either Red Robin or something new that's still cool, like Redbird or something along those lines.
Something.
Maybe Daywing. I don't know. I have no idea. But that would be my hope. I'd hope that and also I hope that comics just continue. Continue. Marvel continues making comics, Dark Horse, Image, Valiant, all of them, DC, and they just keep getting better.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep going on Radiant Black. Marvel, not a lot going on there. I'll still keep with my Wolverine.
It's just Daredevil and Punisher for me, and that's only until those runs are done, and then I might check out the new teams depending on who they are. But
and Excellent. I'll keep reading that.
Sorry?
Excellent. It's the new Ecstatics book.
Oh yes. Yes. Yeah. Well, yes, of course. Of course.
Clearly, yeah. I mean, gotta get my dupe fix.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised they brought that back though.
Yeah, I was pretty excited about it. It was like years ago, but then COVID pushed it back.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird that COVID would push back a book.
They stopped releasing new titles during that time because
that's
paper
right.
shortages and shit, right?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
So Noctera I'm reading still, which is a fantastic book.
Noctera.
Scott Snyder and Tony Daniel.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't checked that one out, but that's on my list.
That's a sweet book. The new Gargoyles book. I want to read that.
What?
Yeah, it got launched in December. Ongoing Gargoyles book by Boom Studios.
Actually, that's on my rewatch list to watch that cartoon now that it's on Disney Plus. So I'm like, because I fucking love that show.
I watch the cartoon again too, because I guess the comic picks up right where the show ended.
Oh, okay. So then I've got to watch the show before.
I'd watch the show first
because I vaguely recall the ending, but not enough to be able to read a book that continues on after that.
Yeah. Other than that, Something is Killing the Children. I'm still reading.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah.
All my horror books. Yeah, not really much, but I mean, it's still early in the year. I'm sure a lot of good shit's going to come out and surprise me.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder who they're going to out as being different sexually in the next year.
Or surprise pregnancies or whatever else.
Well, there's still whatever the hell's going on with Peter Parker. Fucking shit. Oh, I forgot. I actually thought about this. My hope is in the coming months, when they relaunch Spider-Man after this next run, because that's what they're gonna do, that they don't start off with him being hated by everybody because he made a mistake. And like everybody hates both Peter and Spider-Man. Don't do that anymore.
Don't. Yeah. No. I mean,
just
no.
we're done with that. That's 2 runs that have been started exactly like that.
Yeah.
So let's stop that, and let's just start a run where everything's going great for Peter. Peter's like loved by everyone, as for the most part. Spider-Man is loved by everyone for the most part. Everything's going great. And you just continuously show everyone why he's such a great character and why he's such a great hero, and then occasionally fuck him up, because that's what you got to do to keep people reading.
Yeah.
Like the Nightwing book literally started by constantly reminding us that Dick Grayson and Nightwing are awesome characters. They're just really good characters, like good people type things. And all they want to do is help.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just pile some shit on them, knock them down a few pegs, let them build them back up.
Throw the crap on.
That's it. So that's what I would like to see.
Oh, and I think, Jason Aaron's wrapping up Avengers. I think Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman are taking over Avengers. That I will read.
Yeah, I gotta check out that Hulk book, because I read the first issue and I was like, no thanks.
It's out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, Hulk's a ship.
Otley's writing the last few issues of the arc on his own.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's writing and doing the art.
Okay, I still got to check it out, just because. I mean, the cast or the core group is just what, like, why wouldn't I be reading this?
Yeah, I mean, like Donny Cates, he's out there. Like, he writes some stuff that's not going to be for everyone.
Nope.
His style works on Thor perfectly. Not so much on Hulk.
Yeah, for me it wasn't
great. Venom was great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, if they go on Avengers, that could be really good. That could be nice and bonkers. Avengers is like the Justice League. They can do bonkers. It doesn't always have to be grounded in street level. They should be doing bonkers shit.
Going to space.
Yeah, they should be going everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely check that out.
Just that's pretty much it for book. I mean, like, my backlog is ridiculous. I'm not even looking ahead. I'm looking in the past at this point. Video games. We got going.
I was gonna say video games. Yeah.
This hand is almost done, and I'm gonna hop back on the Callisto Protocol real soon.
And then your other hand has to.
Yeah, well, I might push that back just so I could beat a couple more games.
Well, I look forward to beating Ys 8.
Which sounded pretty cool the way you pitched it in the group.
It's awesome. Like, honestly, it's because I know you like the concept of RPGs, you just don't like turn-based battles.
Turn-based battles, and they're a little too wordy at times,
Okay, which
I feel like I'm like this trying to get through the boxes.
Yeah. So with this one, I'll just say for the record, this is the first Ys game I've ever played. I've always been familiar with them because I'm an RPG guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I was, for the longest time, like if it wasn't Zelda, I wasn't really playing action RPGs at all.
Right.
Even though you could argue Chrono Trigger is kind of like an action RPG because there are some elements to it, but still turn-based. So I don't really, even with it on an active setting, it's still turn-based. But anyway, so the whole purpose of me playing Ys 8 was because I wanted to play Ys 9. Because Ys 9 looked incredible. And Tales of Arise is another action RPG that I was like, okay, so that's on my list.
Okay.
So then I was like, fuck it, just play Ys 8, try it out. And honestly,
do they continue into each other, or is it like the Final Fantasy style?
No. What it is the main character, Adel Kristen, is so this is basically all the games are stories that happened to him in his journal that was found after he passed away.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and like there's running jokes in all the games. Like most of the games start with him being shipwrecked somewhere. So they make jokes about how he doesn't have luck with boats and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And this was no different. He and his buddy Doji, are on a boat. They get near an island, and this monster destroys the boat, and a bunch of the people that were on the boat are castaways on this island. And the game itself, the whole purpose, like they literally sit there and say, okay, once you get enough people in your castaways group, the captain will literally say, okay, we need to chart this island. So you guys are in charge of exploring and finding other castaways. That's the premise of the game for the first couple of hours.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and anytime you get to a specific spot and you have to sleep, Adel starts dreaming and he sees visions of this woman, Donna. And it looks like it's set in the past of this island.
Oh.
And then you start, like, there's more to the island, obviously, as you progress, right? But the cool part is that, like, there's no, like, weapon shop where you can buy weapons because it's on an island. So basically, you have to find cast members to build up castaways to build up your camp, so that you'll find somebody that can cook food and or make potions for healing and stuff like that. So you have to find a doctor. You have to find a seamstress to make clothing or bangles or like accessories and stuff.
Yeah.
You have to find a blacksmith so that they can temper and reforge your weapons. Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, exactly. And then so like what'll happen is periodically while you're out and about progressing the story, filling out the map, looking for castaways.
Yeah.
The monsters on the island, and some of them are dinosaurs, they call them primordials, but some of them are dinosaurs. They will attack your camp so that you actually have to go back, fight the raid, and then the raid is just battles. So it's this fast-paced action RPG style of fighting, and you can combo like each button, like you hold down L1.
Yeah.
And once you get your SP meter up, each button you hold down L1 and hit triangle does a specific attack. L1 in circle, specific attack. L1 in square, specific attack, and X. And if you have enough SP, you can combo each of them. And then your two other party members, they have the same attack options. So at some point, like you've got three people just smashing away these things. And then you get super moves as well, or limit breaks. I think like even just mining, like for materials, everything's clearly labeled. So if there's something that you can mine, there's like a little fly around it.
Okay.
And your party members will go, hey, I think something's over there. And they'll say treasure chest, right? And then as you progress, you'll get charms that allow you to do different things. Like there's vines around the island. Eventually you get a charm where it's gloves that you can actually use to climb the vines.
Oh.
Yeah. Periodically there's sections of the map that's blocked off, and the only way that you can clear that out is if you have X amount of party members in your group. So if there's 12 people to take down a rock and you have 10, well, then you can't progress until you find more castaways. It's very, very interesting. Very, very cool.
The Lacrimosa of Dana?
Yeah, Donna. It's pronounced Donna. Yeah.
2016. Oh, this has been out for a while now.
Oh yeah.
And so 9 is just coming out now, or it's been out?
No,
too?
10 is on the horizon.
Oh,
9 has been out since I think 2019. And 10, Ys 10 or Nordic, it's this year, I think. It's either this year or next year.
Okay.
But I'm already in. I'm already like, I can't wait to play 9. I am going to wait because Ghost of Tsushima is on my list. That's the next one I'm playing after this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to love it.
Well, and the games are like, this is a 36-hour game. 45 to 50 if you want to get everything.
Okay.
I'm going to be around the 45 to 50 stage. I can tell you that right now because I want to clear that whole map. I want to get every treasure chest.
Yeah, I know.
I want to clear it all out. I don't think I'll be able to platinum it because they have this thing where like you have answers, like 2 different answers for questions.
Yeah.
And you have to get all of them right to get like the perfect ending.
Okay.
And I already know like I didn't get them all right.
Yeah. Most
of them, yeah, but I mean like I wasn't walked through all the way through it, right? So
yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose of it being fun if you're reading a book the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. But like it definitely, like, the more I played it, the more I was like, this is a lot like Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Really?
Just not overhead. It's awesome. It's so good.
That's a good way to sell it to me.
Yeah, like, honestly, and it's not even really that hard, like, to be honest. Like, yeah, I'm leveling up and you level up and you can grind if you want to. I haven't really felt the need to really grind though. With the exception of some of the later guys that you're fighting, just the regular, like there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex that you fight. That awesome. When you, yeah, oh yeah, but he's fucking hard. Like now I'm at a point where like, yeah, the 3 of us could take him down pretty easily. But even there's this one section where there's a bunch of like velociraptors and off in the distance. So there's like 4 sections of like 3 to 4 velociraptors and then this T-Rex. And even in the one walkthrough, they're like, go in a little bit, and as soon as the one group of raptors see you, run out so they chase you, then fight them as far away from the other group as possible, and keep doing that until you can clear them all out so that you can just fight the one Gigasaurus Rex, I think it was called.
So they want you to fight the T-Rex and the raptors at the same time?
No, they're telling you don't do it that way. They're telling
you not to, but if you didn't read that, you'd go in and get annihilated. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. Like, I've never gotten a game over on this game, but it definitely, like, it was one of those where I'm like, I'm fighting like a bunch of these raptors, and then I'm trying to dodge the T-Rex, and I'm killing some of these raptors, but I'm still getting like sometimes I was getting hit once or twice, and I'm already like, I'm almost dying. I'm like, what is happening? And then of course my main character dies, and I started like cycling through my other party members, because you can only fight with a party of 3. But as far as I know, you only get 6 guys that you can fight with. So I'm cycling through them. And then eventually, like, when I finally fucking killed it, I was down to, like, I had, like, 3 party members left, but none of them were my main, my core group. And then after that, I was like, what the I was like, I don't ever want to go through that section again. And of course, there's periods of time where, like, you're just running past these guys because you're like, I don't care. I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
The warp system is almost instantaneous. Like, you got your save crystals, and anytime you get to a new section, there's a save crystal. The second you get to a new section, you can immediately warp. Yeah. Yeah, there's no, like, late game warping. You can warp to every crystal. Later in the game, you can warp to different monuments that you find.
I wonder.
But even the Donna parts, because at some point in the game you play as Donna. I'm gonna wreck some of it for you. You play as her in her own time.
Really?
Yeah. And that's all I want to say, because now I want to talk about it and just devote the rest of it to selling it to you. But, like, seriously, check it out.
No, that sounds awesome.
Honestly, give it,
It
10
really
hours.
does. I'm actually taking a look to see if it's on PlayStation Plus.
The characters, like there's actual voice acting with the characters. They each have their own personalities. They're all distinct. There is a bit of reading, but there's a lot of dialogue. Like you can actually hear what they're saying.
Okay. Well, that's good.
The voice acting is really good. I can't say enough good things about it. Like for a guy that almost actively chose to not play action RPGs, the next bunch of games I'm playing are going to be action RPGs. So
I've changed my mind.
Well, they're just, especially these ones, like Ease is awesome. Like it's such a good game. I can't get over how good it is. And I knew it was going to be good. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but within like 3 hours of gaming, I was like, and honestly, I only started playing it because I thought Ni no Kuni was glitchy. I didn't realize it was my PlayStation. So then, but when I realized it was my PlayStation, I didn't go back to Ni no Kuni. I kept playing this. I was just like, I'm pumped. So now I'm just like, oh, it's so great.
Is the PlayStation working better now?
Oh, 100%. I have no issues. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No issues at all.
Good. You good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. So I'll be Ghost of Tsushima is next. And I'm gonna play the shit out of that game. And then after that, it's like whatever's the least expensive, whether it's Tales of Arise or if it's Ease 10.
Yep.
Or sorry, Ease 9. Monstrum of Nox. But
is the James Bond game coming out this year?
No.
It's not this year. Okay.
No. In fact, was it towards the end of 2022 when they announced it? There was also like a call for developers, like they were looking for people to work on the game.
Okay, so it's very early still.
Very, very early still. And they just IO just launched the most recent, like there's a couple of big things coming up where Hitman 3 is being replaced with Hitman, and it's going to be called Hitman World of Assassination, which is essentially what the trilogy was called. Because, like, if you buy 3, you can buy expansions to have 1 and 2, so it's all one game. Like, that's ideally, they're trying to streamline it, so if you buy the latest version, you get all 3 games. And then, like, you have 2 choices. You can get just the games, or you can get, like, all the add-ons and everything.
Okay. Nice.
So, like, if you're like, hey, I want to check that out, then I would wait for that version to come out.
No shit.
But then the other part is they have a second version of the game where it's like 21 extra missions, and it's kind of a roguelike, so like you have your own safe house, and that's where you get your missions, and you start off with like very little of anything. But when you go into a mission and it's got its own story of, like, let's say for the sake of argument, there's 6 guys that you have to kill, main targets. They don't show up on the map in red like they normally do, so you have to find them. There's no real rating. Like, you could kill everybody as long as you're not seen, then doesn't matter. But whatever you take with you at the end of the level, you keep, and you store it in your warehouse. So the idea is that you accumulate more stuff. And of course, you got your in-game currency, so you could buy more stuff.
Yeah.
But that's pretty interesting. So it's a twist. Like, it's still it's all the same old maps across all 3 games, but it's new villains, like new targets, and you actually literally have to figure out your way of killing them. And they'll have like extra point bonuses, because some of them will be like more stealth based.
Right.
And then some of them will be like more, like literally you get points for killing people with shotguns and stuff like that. So I'll probably tank my points on those ones because I'm still going to be playing it more stealth based.
Yeah.
Because I played like I'm slow. Like I'm a stealth slow guy. I don't run. Like if I'm in a crowded area, I'm not running around trying to speed run. I'm walking because I'm playing it like this was real.
That's how I am with Sniper Elite. Like I'm slow.
Yeah.
Like I will sit in a bush and wait like for a guy to walk past me 4 times till I get the right spot.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't run unless I know for a fact I'm not seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also think about it too. It's like, yeah, but I could run here. But if this was real and all of a sudden I'm out of breath and I'm sweating, these people at this party are going to go, what the fuck was he doing?
This guy's having a heart attack.
Yeah. I thought we were just having a party. This guy's sucking wind like he was running, you know? And like I look at it like I try not to, if I'm not wearing gloves, I try not to touch anything unless I keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like that, or I make sure to dispose of stuff I don't want to take with me. It's very slow, very methodical, very boring for the people watching me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you watched me do that one run, and that was a fairly quick run, but it was still one of the short. It was still a long run.
Yeah, and I didn't find it boring at all.
Well, thank you.
I mean,
some of them you would though.
It was a master at work.
Yeah, but some of them, it's the cycles, right? Like some of them, like if you miss the one opportune moment for that cycle, you might have to wait like 5 minutes for that person to go all the way back around to get to, that level in particular. I had been playing that run so much that I was like, I knew exactly how to time it so that I could kill her and then still have time to, by that time he's around so I can drop the thing and kill him that way. Like there's just, it's such a great game if you're into it, right?
Yeah.
But so I think it's 2024, possibly 2025. I don't think they have a set date as of right now, and they shouldn't because it'll probably get pushed back if they do.
Right.
And should, because
take all the time you need.
Yeah, exactly. Although I thought it was funny where Naughty Dog said that they weren't going to announce upcoming dates and stuff like that, and I was like, well, that's because they don't want to get in shit for the crunch.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want to have a crunch, even though there will be crunch. There will definitely be a crunch. The public won't know that there's this crunch because we don't have a official set date for anything now.
I don't know. We'll see what they do next.
Yeah, I like in terms of games coming up. I honestly, as cool as some of these games are, I'm like, I just want to get through my backlog.
Yeah,
I want to just bang out some of these games.
I mean, there's like Starfield. I'm looking forward to whenever it comes out.
Starfield is definitely on my radar for sure.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then, I mean, the Resident Evil 4 remake, that looks awesome.
It does, but I can wait.
That was my favorite Resident Evil game.
I never beat that one actually.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
My favorite one, honestly, was 2.
2, yeah.
I beat it.
Yeah, 2 is good. 2 is creepy as fuck. That was on my first demo disc I ever got for my PlayStation.
For me, nothing tops the first one though. The first one was creepy as fuck. Like that initial zombie that's like,
oh yeah, the slow turn.
I was like, oh my god. And then of course the fucking demon dogs that jump out of the windows. Like, okay, thanks guys for making me shit my pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then getting into like when you leave the mansion and then you come back and every zombie. That's why I never beat the first one, but every room that had a zombie is replaced with a hunter.
Oh, right, the hunters.
And it matched the number. So if there was 3 zombies in a room, 3 hunters in a room.
Yeah.
No thanks. Fuck you guys. But I haven't played any of the remakes. I like obviously the Resident Evil 4. I was like, okay, cool, definitely check that out.
I watched a lot of gameplay videos for 2 and 3. I mean, they look insane.
Like,
so good. And
I did the same.
I listened to Will talk about them. Like before I will jump on 4. I know I will.
Yeah, which is
I'm
good.
even tempted to try Village now that it has a third-person mode.
Village, that one I do want to try. I definitely want to try that one.
They patched it, so there's a third-person mode you can play now if you don't want to do first-person.
You know what? Then I'll more than likely check that out.
So now I think I'm.
But it'll depend on the controls too, because those tank controls still to this day, I'm like, of all the controls.
Oh no, the tank controls are gone.
But that's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting. Not that like I was against the idea of doing first person for Village, because Village looked awesome.
Village looked yeah. I mean,
awesome.
I played 7, and it's fucking creepy.
Well, 7's a different beast, though.
It's even creepier in first person. But I mean, just doesn't feel like Resident Evil being in first person. It's weird.
Yeah, I can see that, but I mean, in terms of immersion, and this is one of the things that came up, like, because obviously Final Fantasy 16 is coming up, right. and that's an action RPG now, full on action RPG, like even more so than 7.
Okay.
And you know, of course, there's like people saying like, "Oh, it's not Final Fantasy," blah blah blah. And it'll be interesting. Like, I'm not really excited about it per se, but one of the arguments for the action RPG style is the immersion, right? Because they're arguing that by going into a set battle screen and going turn-based takes you out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I was like, you know what? Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense as to why, like, and just playing Ys 8, just to circle back.
Yeah.
There's no set screen, right? So I mean, in some cases, yeah, like boss stuff, there's a separate screen, but then you're right back on the same screen that you were on.
Mm-hmm.
So the same map, and all your guys are moving at the same time. Like, you're moving your own guy, and you can set them to be defense or offense. I had my guys set to offense.
Okay.
Simple as that. And then I just worry about healing my main guy, Adel, and that's it. Right? But it's fairly seamless. I just feel like for some games, like the traditionalist in me, like even Dragon Quest 12, that one's coming out, I think, this year too. Okay. And that one's supposedly going to have drastic changes to the gameplay. So the first thought is, okay, well, now it's an action RPG, right?
Right.
I hope not. I really hope not, because like Dragon Quest 11 is fucking awesome, and it's turn-based.
You don't want them all to become action RPGs, because then there's nothing that makes them stand apart.
Exactly. And like Persona 5, totally turn-based.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely awesome. Both like two of the games where I'm like, man, these fucking RPGs are just insane.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't played Final Fantasy 15 at all. I haven't even touched it. I don't want to. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't care
15, to. 15. Yeah. I didn't play that.
No, I had no desire.
It was the boy band, right? Driving around and shit.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I just was whatever. That's fine. But now that it's completely action RPG, I'm gonna watch gameplay of it to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how. Like right now, I'm probably not gonna play it. Is kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not really hopeful for it.
Does Brad play RPGs?
No, I don't think so.
No, man. I didn't think so either. Just thinking.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't, but he does play a lot of like different games. Like there are some games where I don't watch because I don't want this spoiled, right?
Right.
You know, but some of them, like some games, like I knew I wasn't going to play, like Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was never going to play that. So I watched that one pretty much all the way through, and the gameplay looked like it was going to be fun and solid, but the story looked like it was just eh.
Yeah.
And apparently that's what it was.
Yeah, I got shit reviews.
Yeah, it got shit for reviews. But what I like about Rad Brad, though, he's just like, yeah, like I know everyone's giving this a hard time. I like it. It's not a bad game. Like he's a very positive guy, so
yeah,
it's infectious. Other than that, I don't really have anything I'm really looking forward. Like Dragon Quest 12, I'm definitely looking forward to. I'm looking forward to news on Persona 6. Apparently, like we're gonna get that soon, so I'm looking forward to that. The one thing I'm looking forward to the most though is these HD 2D remakes. Dragon Quest 3 is coming out, and I am definitely 100% going to play that. I got the Switch now, so I'm going to play Octopath Traveler, and then of course I'm going to play Octopath Traveler 2. There's a Yuden Chronicle, the spiritual successor to Suikoden, which I've never played, but Suikoden 1 and 2 are getting an HD 2D remake, so I'll be playing those, and then I'll be playing Yuden Chronicle, and because the HD 2D remakes look fucking incredible the way they're doing them.
HD remakes of Final Fantasy 1 to 5 too?
No, they're not. They're not. They're remasters, but they're not like this.
Got you.
Also, Chain of Echoes. I'm going to be playing that one because that looks incredible. But then there's this other one that definitely 100% looks like a spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger. I think it's called Sea of Stars.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely Sea of Stars.
Square Enix?
No. It's a indie company that did the game Messenger.
Messenger. That sounds familiar.
Apparently, it's a prequel to the Messenger.
Oh, yeah?
Sabotage Studio.
Oh.
And their previous game was the Messenger.
Okay.
But if you see, like, if you look at screenshots or video, like that one looks more so like Chrono Trigger, that spirit, than Chain of Echoes. Although Chain of Echoes looks awesome, like it looks incredible. One guy did that game.
Really?
That's one guy. Wrote it, directed it, animated it, everything. One guy. It took him a million years to do it.
There's some talented fucking people out there.
Jesus fucking Christ, man. But yeah, so I'll be playing a lot of RPGs this year, and I can't wait because there's so much to choose from. But I'll also
probably don't want to take the bus again now that you have a Switch, just so you can get some more gameplay.
No. But yeah, so that's where I'm at for our, like, this year is just gonna be the year of RPGs, smashing RPGs. And sinking a lot of time into video games. I can't wait to beat Ys 8, but at the same time, I don't want to beat it because I don't want to say goodbye to these characters just yet.
Yeah.
But I have to because I want to get Ghost of Tsushima under my belt. Especially because the copy you got me is like, it's got the DLC.
Oh, yeah. It's the full one. Yeah.
So I've got like 2 islands to mess around with. It'll be interesting to see how well I can stealth this game in comparison. Like, I know I can tailor the gameplay so that it's more stealth-based.
Yep.
But, like, I've never, like, outside of what I played at your place, I haven't really, and it was different, too, because you had beat the game, so.
Yeah, exactly. Everything was open. So, I mean.
There was only so much I could do.
Unlocking it and just, like, clearing the map and just, like, highlighting everything. It's, oh, man.
Yeah, I can't wait. Of course, at some point, Horizon Dawn.
Yeah, the new one.
I'll be playing that one at some point too, because I loved the first game, which I didn't think I would, but I did. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. The next couple years is looking pretty good for Chris and his video games.
I'm finally gonna do The Last of Us 2 this year.
Oh,
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, are you gonna do a follow-up geek rant where you eat shit?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, no, because we talked about it in previous Camcast, so you've already said like you were probably going to check it out, and it's, if anything, just so you can shit talk it, because now you can say I played it.
Yeah, I mean, I know the gameplay is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
everything is pretty much going to be amazing except that one aspect of the story that as a diehard fan of the first, it's just hard to swallow.
Oh yeah, no, that's I said previously too. I said the gameplay would be the main reason for me to play it.
Yeah.
And also to see if it's really as bad as it sounds, but I don't see how it could be better just by playing it, because you have to sit there and play the whole game,
mm-hmm.
And then play the second one, and now you have to sit there and be told like Joel's this horrible piece of shit, blah blah blah, and you're like, okay, yeah, like I get it, he killed Abby's family or dad or whatever,
yeah,
okay, but the context in which he was doing it, and I mean, don't get me wrong, he basically doomed the rest of humanity. Like if they ever found out that he killed all these people that could have used Ellie for the cure, which Ellie knew, right? Mm-hmm. That's fucking evil. That's evil to do that.
It's hard though. Like,
but you have to be in that character's mindset, because we were with Joel from the beginning of the game to the end of the game.
Yeah.
And when I got to that doctor scene, I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then when I realized it and I killed the guy, I also love how you didn't really have to kill him.
No.
But of course, like I killed him, and then I had to like sit with that and be like, oh my God, like I just, and of course, like right away, you also have to get out of that hospital with Ellie. Yeah. So
you got to book it.
You're like running and gunning. But once you can actually sit, like when she looks at him and you get that sense that she kind of knows, I was like, right in my stomach. I was like, oh my God. Like, are we the bad guys?
There's just, and that's another thing why I wasn't really super excited about 2. Like even before the story stuff came out, number 1 as a standalone is so perfect. Did I want to expand that? I mean, the Ellie DLC was different because it took place before the game, right? So
right. And we talked about that too.
Different. Yeah.
We talked about that too when they announced the sequel. We both were like, but does it need it?
Yeah, I know it's a big hit. Obviously, want to make more money, but
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But at least they just didn't do a soulless cash grab.
No, that's true.
I'll give them credit for that, but I don't know. I mean, the worst part is the odds are really good that you'll play the game and go, it's awesome.
It's fucking good. I hate that.
I mean, okay, the Joel shit is probably the only thing I don't like, and I don't like Abby as a character, but the story itself is fucking awesome.
It probably will happen.
Give me that ketchup sandwich, which, by the way, I didn't eat.
Right.
I didn't eat that, yeah.
Well, you don't have to. I'm not going to make you go through
I'm going to, because I'm a man of my word.
You have to.
Nope. Hey, if the Joker's a man of his word, I can be too.
Okay, well, I mean, do you got ketchup in the house right now? Let's see it.
I'm not doing it right now. Okay, I got to mentally prepare for this. Fuck you, man.
Hang on, I got to text Michelle to bring you a sandwich.
Don't, because I'm not doing it. If she even makes it for me, I'm not eating it. I literally have to mentally prepare for this. Next time we do a Camcast at your place, I'll do it then.
Okay. Oh, I see. You want to use my ketchup. I gotcha.
And your bread.
And my bread, yeah.
But if you're going to be a dick about it, I'll bring the condiments. I don't care. And I'll bring my own bread.
No, that's fine.
Oh, it sounds like it isn't.
Raisin bread.
No. It's already going to be gross. You don't want to make me puke.
Oh, man.
Ugh. Anyway.
I'm just thinking of it.
So Starfield, you mentioned Starfield.
Yep. Stoked for Starfield.
And Resident 4. What else are you stoked for?
I really enjoy Harry Potter movies, so Hogwarts Legacy looks pretty awesome.
Kenneth, I'm stoked giving more money to a hateful bigot. How dare you?
She's got nothing to do with it anymore.
No, but she owns the rights though, so she gets money.
Oh, yeah. Well,
for every sale.
I'm sorry, but one else has made me a wizard.
All jokes aside, I mean, if you don't buy the game because of that, like your personal feelings about that, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you buy the game because you're a huge Harry Potter fan and it brings you joy, that's also fine. Like,
that's also
it's just,
fine. Yeah.
you know, like, I mean, I want to sit there and be like, oh, blah, but the reality is that, like, if it makes you happy, do it, you know?
Is Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League this year?
I thought it was, but I think it might have been pushed back.
I think it might have been pushed back, yeah. But I am looking forward to that, especially since it's Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward to that. Like literally, even like it was not even a gameplay trailer; it was just a cinema trailer, and I was like, okay, I'm in.
I'm in.
Yep, I'm fine. Evil Superman, I don't care. I'm in. Fuck it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
So,
but yeah, no, same as you. I got so much in the backlog. I'm not really, again, I like the comics. I'm looking in the past, not really looking ahead too much.
Yeah, well, like, okay, so then what are you going to be playing, like, in your backlog? What's next on your backlog?
Well, after Callisto Protocol, after I hop into that, I got to finish off The Last Guardian.
Yeah, I actually have to get that game and play it.
I started that, so I want to finish that off.
Or did I? I think I actually have it. No, I don't know that. You know what? Regardless, I'm in the same boat. I got to put that on my list at some point because I do want to play it.
Yeah, so I got to finish that one off, and then I don't know. I got so much, like, I still want to finish off Metal Gear 3 and 4 from my Metal Gear because I started replaying them last year.
Yeah,
so I got to do 3 and 4. But yeah, I got like 100 games, man. I got so many games.
Yeah, it
doesn't help when I have Game Pass on my Xbox and PlayStation Plus, so I get all these other free games. You know, like.
Oh, poor guy.
I know. It's a tough life. It's a tough life.
I didn't upgrade. I'm still just on the PlayStation Essential.
Yeah.
So I just get the free games, like whatever it is. Some of them I download, some of them I don't, but whatever.
I upgraded it so I could play Stray because it was like $40 to buy Stray or pay an extra 10 or 14, 15 bucks to go to PlayStation Plus Essential and then play Stray.
Yeah, I know. I toyed with the idea of doing it too because, like, it's not like it's a huge jump, right? Like, it's
not a huge jump, and it saves you money buying the games. But
yeah, exactly. But in some cases, like Stray is one of those ones where I'm like, I can wait until that's heavily discounted, or it's like a freebie. I can wait for that. There are some games that I know that I can just wait for. Like, that's fine. Like Ys 9, for example, and Tales of Arise. I can wait for those games. Like, I'm not going to drop $80 for Tales of Arise. No, thank you. You know? And Ys 8 hovers around 50, I think right now, 50 and 30. And I can wait on that too, especially because I'm still, like, I am about 3/4 of the way through the 5th chapter, and then there's the 6th chapter, and then that's it.
That's it, eh?
Yeah. So, I mean, I still got some headway to make, but I'm pretty much on the home stretch, right? And then Ghost of Tsushima, I'm going to sink in a good amount of time onto that one. And who knows? I
want to hop into the Mass Effect trilogy.
Yeah, no, I downloaded that one, so that's on my.
Free, so like, I want to go.
I did the same thing. I was like, you know what? Even if I never touch them, or if I do, like, you can't pass that up. Free?
You can't pass that. That's nuts.
3 games for free?
Brand new remasters,
Yeah, exactly. So, like, but that's one of those ones too where, like, that's there, and if I get the urge, then I can pick it up whenever. Yeah. You know?
What other game? Like Spyro 2, I started and never went back and finished it yet, so I want to finish Spyro 2.
I did the same with Spyro 1. And Crash 4. I was playing Crash 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just dropped it. The problem was that I wasn't ready to stop playing Hitman when I started Crash 4.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the whole thing with Nino Kuni and Ys, I was like, I wanted to play those games more, so I just started playing those games. And, you know, I'll get back to Crash eventually at some point. Yeah. I'm not worried.
Whatever. It's not the type of game where if you drop it, it's not easy to hop back into it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, although I find, story-wise, I'm not as invested as I was with Ratchet and Clank.
No, well, Insomniac's on a different level for story.
That remake was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like, so good that I was like, I want to play, like, a Rift in Time right now. Because that looked awesome.
Yeah. No, I played the new PS5 one at James' place, and it was so good.
That's a rift in time.
The graphics are crazy. Like you're literally going through portals, and everything's just going poof and changing.
But I love how like it's quick. Like it's just boom, you're there.
There's no loading, no screen tearing.
Oh, it looked awesome. It looked absolutely awesome.
Yeah. It was good. It was awesome.
Callisto Protocol. How is that?
I love it.
Yeah,
it's not worthy of the reviews whatsoever. And if Will's willing to play it a second time, I guess he's digging it too. But
well, I think it's all the marketing. Like they all told you that this, like, well, they didn't tell you it was going to be Dead Space 4, but they also didn't tell you that Callisto Protocol was going to be a rhythm-based, story-driven, like a rhythm-based movie game.
Yeah, I mean, everyone saw who it was from and went, "Oh, Dead Space 4." Well,
yeah.
Never once did he ever say Dead Space 4.
But like I said, no one ever came out and said, "Hold on, guys."
Yeah.
It's not going to be Dead Space 4. In fact, it's not even going to be anything remotely close to that, except for the basic premise.
I mean, there's definitely similarities.
That's what I mean.
It's horrific. You know, the atmosphere is fucking creepy as shit.
That's what I mean. But nobody came out and said, "Yeah, hold on, it's not going to be Dead Space 4." That's where they shot themselves in the foot. They should have came out and said that, but they didn't because they were hoping that people would buy it, thinking it was Dead Space 4. Yeah. And here we are.
I mean, I had no problem. Like the more I watched it, the more I was like, this looks awesome. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about.
It looked great. I thought
I took a chance on it and it fucking paid off. That was the first chance I took day one on a game since Cyberpunk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That one bit me hard.
Oh, that one bit everyone hard, really. Yeah. It bit me so hard that I never tried it, and I don't know that I'm ever going to play the game.
It's a hard bite.
That's a hard bite.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'm just going to play DSX again. Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah. So, all right. So now it's movies, unless you got anything else.
No, movies. I don't really actually know what's coming out this year. Like I haven't really paid attention to it.
It's just John Wick 4 and MI8 for me.
Yeah, well, those two clear as day.
That's it.
I can't wait, especially after watching that stunt video from MI8. Oh my god. Oh.
Like
I'm buying tickets for multiple showings right now.
Oh yeah. Like I'm going to be both those movies are like the two. That's it for me on the like fucking like I haven't even watched Avatar 2 yet.
Yeah. Oh man, if you get a chance to see on the big screen, you got to see on the big screen.
Yeah, no, I want to, obviously. That's a 3-hour movie.
It's a 3-hour movie. It's a commitment.
It is.
It's worth it though. It is 100% worth it.
I'll just dope my wife up. I mean,
it's James Cameron. The guy makes one movie a decade.
My favorite though is like even some of the reviews are saying like the story is nothing special, but the special effects are incredible, and it's like, yeah, I know because I watched the first Avatar. The story is nothing special, but the special effects were phenomenal. So yeah, of course, I get it.
You guys are a pioneer. Remember the Abyss?
One guy literally told me that it's like, did you see Avatar? And I said, yeah, I did. He's like, well, then you saw Avatar 2, with the exception of it being underwater. It's the exact same story. It's just underwater. And you're like, and I was like, oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, it's not wrong. It's the humans going after the Na'vi again, you know.
Yeah, because they didn't learn their lesson the last time.
Yeah.
Although, I like how the memes are coming out now where it's the fucking lead character, where it's just like, you've been a human your entire life. You've known these people for 6 months, and now you're going to lead the revolution against humans. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so those are the two big ones.
It was different because he had legs. He got legs, and he was getting pussy.
That's right. Yeah, if you can walk and fuck, you might as well turn your back on everything you've known prior.
Through humanity. I can run and fuck.
You mean to tell me you can create these giant oversized mechs?
Yeah.
But you can't make it so that I can walk again? Right.
Yeah.
Right. But as far as movies, it's just John Wick 4, Mission Impossible 8. Those are for sure. Like, that's all I really want to see in the theaters, because I don't recall there's anything else. I mean, I'm sure. Oh wait, yeah, there's that Flash movie.
I mean, it's hard for me to get excited. Like, I was excited for Aquaman 2, and even Shazam 2 looks better than the first, but it's hard for me to get excited when I know they mean nothing. It's the same feeling I had when Netflix canceled all the Marvel shows, and yet the Marvel shows kept coming out. I was like, what's the point of watching the new season?
Yeah, no, and I totally understood. I was already too deep, so I was like, I'm gonna finish them all.
Yeah.
And I didn't finish Punisher. That was the only one I didn't finish.
Yeah.
But I also didn't really like the season.
No. Yeah, I never watched season 2 of Punisher. I didn't watch season 3 of Jessica Jones. I didn't watch season 2 of Luke Cage or Iron Fist.
Yeah, no, I know. You dipped out hard.
Like, I was like, okay, well, fuck it then.
Yeah. So like, it's like Shazam was one of those ones too. It's not like I was super pumped to see it, but I was kind of wanting to see where it would fit in. And then now I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and like you said too, like they follow a bill. Not to. I don't think Aquaman 2 is going to make $1 billion. Okay.
Well, not now.
Even before this, I was thinking, like, I don't know that it would do $1 billion, but it would be real close.
Yeah.
And I could see it doing $1 billion if it basically followed what we saw in the first one.
Yeah.
Because that was awesome. That was so good. Surprisingly good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like, now it's who gives a fuck? And
Right?
Wonder Woman 3, like, is Wonder Woman 3 even going to happen now?
No, it got canned.
Well, no, the story got rejected.
Oh,
it didn't get canned.
Let's just say it got canned.
They came with a story and they went, sorry, no. But yeah, no, like, but out of all of this, they're still going to go through with the Flash.
Yeah. But reading that they were considering keeping Ezra Miller around, that was me just going like, well, fuck that. If you're going to get rid of Henry Cavill, but keep that motherfucker around.
And it doesn't make any sense, because then it's like, so you're going to now have a younger universe, which obviously would help to tie the Batman into it. Yeah. If that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Right? But does that mean the Flash is going to get rewritten again to incorporate this new version, or what? And then let's like, but again, the whole DCMU is just fucked.
Yeah.
Like, maybe reboot might be the best way to go, but I'm like,
but is it? Why not fix the toys that are already there, then create new toys that you don't know if people will have any connection to?
Why make such a big deal about bringing back Henry Cavill, only to say goodbye 3 weeks later?
Right. And then follow that right up with, oh, we're doing Elseworlds movies. I was like, well, why the fuck didn't you keep him around then?
Do Elseworlds, All-Star Superman.
Okay.
And then that's his swan song.
Yeah. All-Star Superman, 100%. Man, that in live action? Or friggin' give me some live action Red Sun. Yeah.
Oh, anything at all. But like, the other part is, like, I don't want to see another origin flick for Superman.
No, they said this isn't going to be, but if he's young,
if he's a younger Superman, like, maybe this is first year being Superman. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Like, maybe you could slot this into Man of Steel right after Man of Steel. It could be like his second year, right, or whatever.
Right.
Do it like the Batman, so it's just him in his second year as being Superman, right? Then in that case, then just do Superman versus the Elite live action.
Mm-hmm.
Do that one, because you don't have to do an origin. In this Superman, in that version, he's a little bit older, but you could do the same thing. This is why he's Superman. This is why he's so special, because he doesn't kill. He doesn't do these things, you know? I think that would be a good way to introduce that version of Superman. I don't want to see another origin, though. I don't want to see another Krypton explosion, you know?
No.
You know, like, at least Man of Steel did flashbacks for the raising him up. and they didn't do it wasn't too heavy-handed, but I don't want to see flashback storytelling either.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like watching the new Superman will give me the same feeling I had when I watched Amazing Spider-Man.
I hope it doesn't, though.
I feel like it's got James Gunn attached to it, so I'm like, the guy hasn't done me wrong, but I really, really, really fucking hate this idea.
Yeah,
Man of Steel 2 is going to give us Brainiac. Oh,
I'm not excited at all for any of these movies.
No,
at all. And like you said, like it totally was. Like now it's like, well, what's the point? Why should I go watch Shazam in the theater?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we'll watch it because that's part of our fun job that we do.
Yeah,
but it's almost like we're just watching these movies to watch these movies, so we can talk about them and then lament because and the worst part is that maybe in a year from now, once all the heat has died down,
mm-hmm.
they make changes again.
Yeah,
there's
So they launched Superman. They got this 10-year plan. They launched Superman. Guess what? It makes less than Man of Steel. What are we doing? Well, what's going on?
And that's a very real possibility.
What's happening?
It's a very real possibility.
Are we scrapping and redoing everything all over again, or what?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's worse for me because some of these, with the exception of Batman, but some of these characters, like I live and breathe Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this has been a hard run for me to go through, but yeah, I have to go through a whole casting thing, like all this, and yeah, James Gunn hasn't steered me wrong, but even his reputation has been damaged because of this.
Yep.
And the fact, like you said, that they were going to keep on that person that I will not name as Flash moving forward in this new version, it was like, what? And they're like, well, he's been really good lately. Okay.
That makes everything better.
Yeah. Okay. So then do we bring back Kevin Spacey so he can be Lex Luthor?
He's been good the last year, has he not?
Yeah. Or do we just film all his scenes in Europe so he doesn't get arrested?
Can we get Bryan Singer to direct? And I don't know, maybe we'll call up Harvey Weinstein, see if he's interested in producing.
Yeah, like all these people, as far as we know, they've been good. So,
yeah.
What about Steven Seagal? Let's bring him into a movie.
Yeah, let's get him on.
We can film him sitting,
but he could do security or something.
No, we can film him sitting for every single one of his scenes.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, okay, look, that person is going through some shit and is getting help. That's what we wanted. But at the same time, this person also did some fucked up things.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I would hate for the image to be like, it looks like we're rewarding this shit behavior.
Yeah.
Just because you were good for 2 months. You were bad for 8, but you were good for 2.
Yeah. So it's all good now.
Wipes out all the other 8 months that you were not so good. Yeah. And again, and I said Kevin Spacey for a reason, because he purposely moved to Europe so he wouldn't go to jail.
I know, right?
You don't go to somewhere and hide if you did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't think you did anything wrong, but some of this, again, even if half of it's true, it's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, unfortunately, I'm not excited for DC at all.
Me neither. I'm more excited for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Well, I mean,
so much so that they have a screening for one day here next month, and I bought a ticket for it.
1 month?
No, 1 day.
1 day? Oh, really?
Yeah, 1 day only next month.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna watch it.
I don't know. The only thing I want, for what I'm hopeful for, I want to hear a definitive that Tom Holland signed up for 3 more Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And a definitive he's got 3 more Marvel movies.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hopeful for. to find out definitively, because like it's been rumored that he's already signed and it's already done and all this stuff, but I want to know for sure. Because then at least I've got something to look forward to, because like Tom Holland will make sure that those movies are good on the Sony side. And who knows? They might still get John Watts back.
They might. He's not doing Fantastic Four now.
Exactly. So,
yeah.
You know, although I do think they should get a different director for this next trilogy, but I don't know, the way that No Way Home ended, or even once the tone shift happened, and you're just literally like, yeah, he could definitely do. We could do a Venom run. We could do a whole bunch of things that we could do. Like, So, but that's what I would like. I'm hopeful that we'll get a definitive. Tom Holland is signed up for 6 more movies, or 6 more appearances of Spider-Man. 3 Sony movies, and then 3 appearances elsewhere.
I want to see Tom Holland in Avengers: Secret Wars in the black costume.
100%, 100% want to see it.
Yeah.
It would be a missed opportunity, even though the Secret Wars, I guarantee you, is going to be closer to the most recent Secret Wars. I don't think it's going to be like
that was more small, like espionage style, though.
No. I don't mean. Sorry.
The
most recent one.
Secret Wars 2.
Yeah, Secret Wars 2. The one that they just did.
Right, because they had Secret War, and then they went back to Secret Wars 2.
This one, the most recent one, where they brought Miles into the 616 universe.
Yeah.
The Thinker version, like the ultimate version of Reed Richards, the bad guy, the Thinker.
Yeah.
He's back. Like, he's in the 616. Like, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay. Yep.
You know?
Where Galactus, what was that, Catalysm?
I thought it was called Secret War.
Maybe it was. That's all I want. I want Galactus. I want to see Galactus so bad in the MCU. I don't know what's actually coming out from Marvel this year. Oh, the Marvels. Right.
That's right. 2015 Secret Wars. That's what it was. Secret Wars.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan Hickman and Esad Ribic.
Oh, right. When they
that's the one I'm referencing.
When he wrapped up his Avengers runs and everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the one where like they all had pieces. So Doom had his own piece of the world. Mr. Fantastic, Black Panther. So yeah, I think that's what they're going to skew closer to, as opposed to the original Secret War, or even Secret War 2.
All right.
Because, I mean, obviously, we haven't heard any casting for the Beyonder character.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's pretty far out still. But yeah, what's out? The Marvels is this year, and what else from Marvel for movies?
Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man 3, but one other one too, right? Isn't there one later in the year, like November or something?
Probably. I can't recall.
Man.
Marvel movies.
MCU phase. What was this? 4 still? 4.
2023.
Oh no, we're
Guardians.
Kicking off phase 5
Guardians
here.
3. Guardians 3.
Guardians 3. How the fuck did I forget that?
I don't know.
Okay, well I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, Guardians 3 is the one I'm the most stoked for.
Yeah.
And then of course on the Sony side, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yeah. Dune 2.
Oh, Dune 2. Fuck right.
Yeah. So
maybe this is going to be a solid year after all for movies.
For movies, yeah. Maybe not so much for superhero movies, but okay.
Yeah. I don't care. I'll take a break from superhero movies for a year.
I think Marvels will be good.
Yep.
I think the Marvels will be good. I think Guardians 3 will be really good.
Quantumania is probably going to be good.
I think Quantumania is also going to be really, really good.
Yep.
Especially if there's that Fantastic Four reveal, because that would.
See the latest rumor going around the internet last couple days for Fantastic Four? The front runner right now for Reed Richards is Adam Driver.
Oh, okay.
I see him more as a Doctor Doom, but
I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
100% agree. I'm beginning to think, though, Doom is, because we talk about how they show their faces all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, like, you can't do Doom without the armor.
Right.
You know? Like, even if you do, like, the techno weird, like, ultimate version of Doom, where it was like technical organic skin that he had.
Yep.
Like they tried to do with the first two Fantastic Four movies. He was almost never in costume, which was garbage.
Yeah.
And then of course Fantastic's version was, I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
I hardly even remember that. I think Doom looked pretty cool in it, but everything else was awful.
He looked cool, but he wasn't Doom until the end.
Right. Very, very end.
And he was that hacktivist incel that was just like, yes, no.
That is right.
He has to be the fucking ruler of Latveria.
Yep.
That's it. He doesn't necessarily have to be called Victor Von Doom. You could ultimatize him and call him Victor Van Dam.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer that you don't, but I could let that slide.
Mm-hmm.
But everything about the Fantastic's version of intern Doom,
intern Doom,
Nurse Doom, yeah, because I don't recall him having a PhD either.
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, regardless, that was a fucking pile of shit. That was such a horrible fucking movie. Ugh.
Watched it one. Yeah, we got to Camcast that one day.
Adam Driver as Fantastic Four, I'm okay with. Ultimately, I'm okay with. But I agree, he's more of a. I would see him more as a Doom.
Yeah.
But it would also depend on how they do it, right? Like now, I'm kind of leaning. I like the idea of your pocket thing. So I kind of like now you can kind of get away with skewing a little bit older for these characters.
Yep.
You know, but you don't have to go too old, and that's like kind of where Krasinski's at, and his wife, where they're just old enough now where they're on the cusp of being too old to sign up for another, like let's say 3 movies, right?
Right.
And possibly more. Like for the sake of argument, let's say they signed up for 6, right? Okay. Because there's Avenger movies that they'd have to be in now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in some cases, depending on the filming of these movies, by the time they get to movie 2, now they're too old, you know. But again, we're talking about movies that are going to be heavily CGI, so that's a little bit more forgiving in that sense. Because like
once I saw Krasinski in Doctor Strange, I went, awesome, but that's all they're going to give us.
Yeah,
this was to make fans happy right here. There you go. You had it. You're done.
That's right. Moving on. So, Driver, I mean, that's the thing. He's such a good actor, so I'm okay with it.
He would nail it regardless. Yeah. I mean, I just don't look at him and go Reed Richards.
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm more excited about movies that have nothing to do with comic books this year.
Me too.
Which, I mean, is fine as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
There's just really nothing driving the Marvel movies at this point. Like, I know it's for Kang Dynasty is the best, but that's what, 2024?
5 or 6.
Oh, it's 2025, and then Secret Wars.
They're in the same year.
Oh, I thought it was 2025 and then 2026. I thought they were 1 year apart.
Well, maybe
but you're right.
Maybe it is one. Let me see.
Yeah, you check.
All right, I'm going for it. Avengers Kang Dynasty is 2025.
Okay.
And Secret Wars is 2026. You're right.
Okay.
So May 25 and then May 26.
But so we've got, well, now it's another 2 years before the next Avengers movie. Like, we got to do something to start driving this so that we're like, yeah, whoa,
right?
You know, like,
and it's all TV shows, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to watch 100 TV shows,
with the exception of Daredevil.
Yeah, well,
and Echo.
Yeah, and Echo.
But Echo, unfortunately, Echo is in the same boat as She-Hulk. We're just watching to see Daredevil and Wilson Fisk. That's unfortunate.
That's too bad.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, apparently there's no She-Hulk season 2.
Yeah, I read that. Weird.
That's
even
dumb.
Dan Slott said, I wrote that book for over 60 issues, and I tell you right now, She-Hulk is the most comic accurate Marvel thing ever made.
That was my favorite burn. I read it to Michelle because he was just like I wrote the most out of every single writer, and I've read every single appearance, and it's the most comic book. And I was like, it not only is the most comic booky, it's the most She-Hulk comic booky.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh, what is this? It's crap." Well, comic accurate.
It's and Moon Knight is getting a second season.
Yeah. Oh. No. Well, apparently people like that show.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can hope for is that we just see her in other things.
Oh, she'll pop up in other stuff.
I hope so, because she was awesome. The character was awesome. I wouldn't be surprised
if she's in an episode 2 or 2 in Daredevil when it comes out.
I mean, Daredevil's got to be a himbo now.
Yeah. He's a himbo.
he always was. He always was. Just not so much in the Netflix show. He did kind of sleep around, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Regardless, but so because Echo's this year.
Echo's this year. Agatha's this year.
Oh, right, Agatha. I'll check out Agatha. I'll probably check out at least the first episode. Just
every
to see.
Fucking character apparently needs a TV show.
Yeah, I know. I don't get it either. But I'll check it out just because I love Catherine Hahn.
Yeah. You know how many Echo and Agatha comic books there's been? Right there. They got their own TV show.
Yeah, well. Yeah, well. It doesn't make any sense to me either. And especially with Echo, because they literally were like, "Yeah, we're gonna do an Echo TV show," and then it felt like 2 weeks later they're like, "Oh, and also Daredevil's gonna be in it."
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Oh, well, then I'm definitely gonna."
I guess I'm interested now.
I'll check this out.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be 6 episodes. I think it'll be 6 episodes, unless they continue to do the 8 or 9. No, because this I don't think it's going to be half hour, so they'll probably do the 6 40 minutes.
Yep.
And every episode I'll go, Daredevil? No? Oh, okay.
Nope. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll keep going.
And then I'll watch the second episode and I'll go, a little bit of a Daredevil teaser. Okay. Yeah. And the third episode, no Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
And fourth episode, no Daredevil. And then the last 2 episodes will be Daredevil, Fisk, and Echo. Yeah. And I'll go, oh, awesome. And then I'll say the same thing. I'll be like, yeah, but I spent the whole time just watching for Daredevil. At least this time I'll be a little bit more, I'm prepared for it. So I think I'll be a little bit more invested.
Yeah.
Because I won't be expecting him right away. And also, if they tell me he's going to be in a specific episode, I'll know they're lying.
Yep.
But it will be interesting to see. For me, that's the only other thing. For Marvel, I'm interested to see how they take the Daredevil we got in She-Hulk and take him to Born Again.
Yep.
And how we get into the red costume and how he loses the yellow or gold aspects to the costume.
Mm-hmm.
And goes from that swashbuckler to a little bit more of a darker one. And now the more I think about it, especially because Charlie Cox is involved and he's so invested in it, I'm looking forward to seeing a different version of this character, more so than I ever was before. Even watching She-Hulk, I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with them not literally saying this is Netflix Daredevil season 4.
I'm okay with it because they still got the perfect guy playing him.
Yeah, and he said in interviews too, he's like, look, there's so many runs. There's runs where he's a swashbuckler. There's runs where he's happy. You know, it's not all doom and gloom, and it doesn't have to be. So
yeah.
And I liked that he's like, if we were just going to do the same thing, I wouldn't be doing it. This is an opportunity to do something different, and I'm lucky enough to be able to do this with the same character, with a slightly different version of this character. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, if you're in, I'm in. You're pumped about this. I'm pumped about this. You know.
Yeah.
So bring it on.
It's a good thing Daredevil's not part of DC because he would get recast for a younger guy.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect guy playing Daredevil. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly. You got the perfect visual for Superman. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Let's recast.
Yeah.
He's still
guy is the living embodiment of Superman.
He's still at that perfect age too.
Oh, easily.
Where he could have gotten at least one more movie and maybe one more appearance elsewhere, and then you could recast. And you don't even have to like reboot. That's the part that's pissing me off now. It's like we always have to reboot now. Let's stop rebooting. DC, stop rebooting. You know.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm saying, why not just with the Flash movie? Just have. I'm so frustrated. I just want to fucking mess my hair up. Have Flash set up that the Tyler Hoechlin character is Superman. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I finished the 2 seasons, by the way. I'm all set up for the second season or third season. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. Like, it's such a good version of Superman.
Oh, I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm pumped to watch it. I was scared that it was going to get canceled in the whole
so was I.
Murdering spree of 2022.
I still think the third season is the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I think now that they've officially said goodbye to Cal, they might say, well, you know, now we can do a 4th season.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows with the lunatics running the asylum?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so because it seems like nobody knows what they're doing. They say there's a plan. Nothing sounds like there's a plan.
There's no plan.
But even then, like, the other part too is like, okay, but you could tell me now that you have a plan and you have a 10-year plan, right? Like, you could say that.
Yeah.
But you had a plan in the first place. And then you cut things and you threw stuff out, and then you fired people and you kept some people on, and then you're saying, yeah, we're going to reboot everything.
Yeah.
But we still have a plan. You don't have a plan.
Now you have
if you have a plan,
angry fans.
Can you actually tell me you have a plan when at any point in time, head honcho, what's his face, can pull a Vince McMahon and just say, nah, we're going to do all this now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is really good, James Gunn. Really good script, but we're going to sell to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, so what happens to me? That's the best part. We own you. You're part of the sale.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we sold you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know human trafficking is it's a big thing over there? We're going
to, especially in the country we sold you to.
Yeah.
They're big fans of it. They're still huge into slavery.
Your wife's face is very pretty. Take it in now before it's covered forever.
Yeah, get a good look. Get a good look.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, nothing that DC is going to do right now will instill me with any confidence until I see concrete plans.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, and like I said, because you can't hang your hat on it. So
yeah, I'm expecting San Diego Comic-Con is where they're going to start kind of telling us what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. Like, even when you said like it's gonna be more in spirit with Young Justice, it was like, yeah, okay, but what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? What does that really mean?
Are you just saying that because a lot of people really like Young Justice, that you're just saying that so we go, oh, okay, because it's great in theory.
Yeah.
But like, what does that mean? Does that mean that you're going to be focusing on Robin?
Yeah. Is everything animated now? I don't.
If somebody says anything positive about Nightwing, like he should get a movie, and James Gunn likes that tweet, okay, cool, but what does that fucking mean? That doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. What does that mean?
It doesn't mean shit to me.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, fuck, we don't even really know concretely 100% that the Batman 2 is going to happen.
No.
I mean, what? Have we heard anything? Have they started filming?
I haven't heard anything.
Is there even a script?
Apparently,
that's right, because
happening and whatever that means these days.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm no longer excited for anything DC related unless it's in the comic books.
Oh, but Joker 2 is happening.
To be fair, though, I'm okay with that one. A fucking musical?
Yeah.
And Lady Gaga is going to put her spin on Harley Quinn. I'm sorry, Kenneth. They have me. I'm in. I'm totally in. And I'm probably going to see it in the theater.
Yeah, I don't know if I will. We'll see.
Just unless unless those trailers really, really fucking kick me in the nuts. Yep. I'm in right now. I'm in. And also, that's of course assuming that they finish the movie.
Right. Oh, and release the movie too. Finishing it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you have to finish the movie and release it. But yeah, so
anytime.
I mean, aside from that one movie, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like, yeah, I can't fucking wait for it. I'm just like, the premise and the fact that it's a musical just solidifies the fact that it doesn't have any bearing at all. It's just Joker in name only. But I'll watch it because now I'm going in there thinking it's just Joker in name only. It's an Elseworld spin. Okay, fine. That's fine.
Well, that's what the first one was.
Yeah, exactly. Except they tried to tell you it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, it is
what it is. So, but yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have to show me the money, and literally show me the money. Yeah. Like maybe I won't see them opening day because I can't say for certain it's gonna come out. I'll have to hear from people that actually saw the movie. Oh, so it exists? It actually came out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see it in the theater. Okay, cool. I'll watch it. Yeah. Because even trailers don't mean shit now. Anything's up for grabs with this guy. It's fucking weird. Man. But that's it. I hate to end this on a downer note, guys. But when it comes to DC, I'm not excited about anything.
Yeah, what the hell? We broke our promise. 2.5 hours ago, we said we were going to start bad and just build it up from there, but we really just tanked it at the end again.
It's because we saved the worst for last. That's why.
We did. We said the worst for last.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for sticking around, guys. We really appreciate it for another live one. For how many people that's here? 0? Cool. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, I don't really care. I love that you guys stick around for us whenever you watch us and you listen to us. It's awesome. I appreciate it. We love you. It's always a pleasure to see you guys watching us on YouTube, watching us on Facebook, watching us on Twitter, watching us on Instagram, checking us out on geekpantsmedia.com, and then listening to us on Audible, like Geek Pants, or on Google and Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, SoundCloud. Didn't forget you guys. You guys are right from the beginning. So thank you so much. We love you. And let us know what you're excited for or what you're not excited for. And I don't care if it's movies, comic books, whatever it is. Whatever is your Geek Pants fancy, let us know.
What do you put in your pants? We want to know. Right, Chris? Chris? Can you hear me? Is my mic working, Chris?
Unfortunately, I heard.
Okay, you heard it.
I heard everything. Yeah. I'm not a part of that last comment.
No?
I love this guy, but I'm not a part of that last comment.
I'm into some weird shit, apparently.
I don't care what you put in your pants.
Anything will do.
Okay, we're done.
Okay, we're good?
We're good. Right. We're good. We're done. We're done.
You have a fantastic night, my friend.
You have a great night, too. I love you.
Love you, too. All right.
Keep on rocking in the free world.
Boop, ba-doo-doop, boop, boop, boop.
Close enough. I'll take it. Good night.
All right, good. See you, bud.
These pancakes are delicious.